All of us have those old VHS tapes that contains precious memories of our families. Why not let Chad Medford of Chad's Video Service preserve those memories by putting those old tapes on DVD or creating a digital file video? Call today at 828-429-5148.
Celebrating 25 years in Forest City, Alliance Insurance Group has a goal to provide their customers with auto, property, motorcycle, business, health, and recreational insurance coverage that meets their needs at affordable prices. Alliance offers pay in person with a drive-through window or pay online or phone. Alliance is in the business of helping people. You'll save money, plus protect and preserve your financial future. See Alliance Insurance Group soon, located behind the mall, 130 Allendale Drive, Forest City.
We'd like to welcome you to the Rick and Randy Show. I'm Rick Millwood.
And I'm Randy Page.
And we're here at Chase High School and Allen Stadium, and the beautiful Allen Stadium. Phil looks really good, doesn't he, Coach?
Oh, definitely.
I'm telling you, it does. We want to thank you for tuning in to WAGY 107.5 FM and KTCBroadcasting.com.
All right. The pregame show is presented by Ingles Markets. Low prices, love the and Enterprises and McDonald's. There's locations all over Rutherford County. Open 24 hours a day, home with those world-famous fries.
Yes, sir. Now that I got my tongue back, we want to talk about what happened last week, Coach. And we had Chase had a bye, of course, which that means that's always a good week. They got some extra work in preparing for this game tonight. They had taken a close loss in their very first game against Polk County, and then they got some extra work, being able to work 2 weeks. And I know that we talked to Coach, and he said that that Coach Sosby said they got to spend the first week on themselves,
getting yourself ready,
getting themselves better,
week, right?
And then they focused this week on getting prepared for Blacksburg. So, but East Rutherford played Blacksburg last week.
Right.
And how did that go?
East Rutherford beat Blacksburg 41-6, and hopefully it's going to work out the same way again for the Rutherford County school team. So right now, East Rutherford is 1-1 for the season, and Chase, of course, is 0-1 right now.
And Blacksburg is 0-2.
Blacksburg is 0-2. Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
And so we're looking now at RS Central and Thomas Jefferson. They both have a bye tonight. But last week we were there at RS Central, and they lost a very close game to North Henderson.
Right. The score was 40-37. It was a tight game. Went back and forth all the way through until the last 2 minutes of the game.
Everybody played really well in the game. We just, when we talked to Coach Ryan, he had talked to us and said that in the first match they had some untimely mistakes. And they also had some penalties that were uncharacteristic of his team. And it seemed like that just – maybe it got better. I don't know because I wasn't there for the first game. But some of those same things were the timing.
Right. The first half penalties they overcame, no problem, and actually kept scoring. The second half penalties set them in a bad situation where they couldn't overcome them.
Yeah, and there were – it's just like we always say there's 3 plays – that make the difference in the game, and we could probably remember those 3 plays.
Without a question. Definitely the one right before halftime where they run the sweep 70 yards for a touchdown.
Well, when they ran it on 4th down and the guy was wide open it went over his head.
That's true, too.
And then that 4th down play at the end threw it deep, and it was kind of intermediate. So you can always hang your hat on that no matter who's playing.
Correct.
But Thomas Jefferson also played last week. They won against South Carolina SC Spartans on their first game. But how did they do last week?
Last week they played the Greenville Hurricanes. That's actually a private school get-together, people, and they lost 41-0.
And I think they've beat them before.
They have. I know they have a couple years now.
Maybe they've improved a lot. I know they had high expectations from Coach for this year.
Right.
They had a lot of people returning, especially some of their skill people. But they are taking a week off, and they're going to hopefully do like Chase and both RS and Thomas Jefferson worked on themselves this week, and then they'll prepare for their next week, because they'll be looking at RS Central will be at Chesney, and Thomas Jefferson will have at home Cabarrus Stallions.
Correct.
So, and I'm not sure if that is what kind of school
It's another private or charter school, because it's just a game they added because of the conference and everything. Yes.
East Rutherford next week will have a bye, and then Chase will host Madison next week.
And we'll be here again.
Yes, we will. We sure will. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 3-minute break, and then we're going to come back with the Coach's Corner. And we would like to thank Raymond James Financial for sponsoring the Coach's Corner, and that's Matt and Deacon Bright, for expert financial guidance in downtown Forest City. You need to go and see Raymond James Financial Coach's Corner. So we'll be back soon as the commercial's over, and let everybody hear the great things coming from our sponsors.
Serving the foothills for over 100 years, S&C Fuel Delivery, formerly Lutz Petroleum, is your reliable source for delivery of diesel, gasoline, propane, lubricants, and heating oil straight to your tank. Delivery available in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida. S&C Fuel is locally family-owned and veteran-operated, committed to keeping our community running, trusted by homeowners, farms, and businesses. Office located on Oakland Road in Spindale. Schedule your next delivery with S&C Fuel at 828-286-3419. Just like great teams are built on smart strategy, so are strong financial futures. At Freedom Financial Management, they help families, individuals, and business owners create winning game plans for retirement planning, investments, wealth building, and college savings. Start your winning financial game plan today. Freedom Financial Management. Play smart, live free. See your local financial advisor, Andrew Tisdale, at 269 North Washington Street in Rutherford. Call 828-980-7101 for Freedom Financial Management.
What's behind the green door in Forest City? It's the most honest, reliable insurance company in town, Green Insurance. See Ryan Green, an independent broker whose first goal is to provide great customer service and save you money, and lots of it. Green Insurance offers Medicare Part C and D, plus supplemental policies from all the top insurance companies. Green Insurance can help with marketplace plans and calculate tax credits based on your income to save you money at the end of the year. See Ryan soon at Green Insurance, 179 West Main Street in Forest City. Look for the green door. Hey, when it's time to start looking for another vehicle, come and experience the difference and selection at Carolina Auto Finance. We're a family-owned and operated business for over 20 years. When you shop with us, you're not just buying a car, you're joining the family. Whether your credit is great, not so great, or you're just getting started, we've got options for you. We'll work with multiple lenders. We offer gap coverage and warranty contracts, because buying a vehicle should feel good today and tomorrow. For honest service, affordable options, come see us at Carolina Auto Finance, where the deals are real and the people are even better. Lowe's Boulevard, Forest City.
At Raymond James, we believe in the power of freedom. The freedom to invest in your future, to make choices that align with your goals, and to pursue success with confidence. Experience the freedom to invest, the freedom to make choices, and the freedom to pursue your success with our dedicated team. Contact us today. Raymond James, life well planned.
Call Wilson Septic Service for bad smells or slow drains. They're the company with the most experience keeping systems clean and customers happy since 1962. From septic pumping, inspections, repairs, installs, and holding tank rentals. Wilson Septic Service does it all, fast and affordable. Remember, avoid flushing sanitary pads, flushable wipes, know your tank's location, and never build or plant anything on your tank or drain field. Call 828-245-9387. Wilson Septic Service, #1 in the #2 business.
If you're looking for a great deal on a late model vehicle, come see us at L&L Auto Sales in Ellenboro, where salvage title rebuilds mean serious savings. We specialize in clean, reliable late model rebuilds that look and drive like new for thousands less than retail. Whether it's that SUV you always wanted or that diesel truck, come see what's in stock. Check the Facebook page. Call Alex Ledbetter to see what L&L Auto Sales may have for you. 828-447-0181. Listen up, folks. Let me give you some good advice. For home building projects, Henson Building Materials in Forest City is where the pros go for a good reason. Henson's has #1 grade lumber of all kinds, including treated lumber, plywood, tools, roofing, cabinets, windows, and doors. Everything you need for your project, large or small. Delivery same or next day. Take my advice and go to Henson Building Materials. You'll hit the nail on the head. 177 Duke Street, Forest City. Vote David Norris, District Attorney, March 2026. A Rutherford County native, David Norris has 30 years of legal experience with nearly 23 in the District Attorney's Office as an Assistant DA. David has proven his ability to fight and prosecute difficult cases. David Norris is a veteran of 16 years serving in the U.S. Army. If you believe that our criminal justice system needs change, vote David Norris, District Attorney, March 2026, paid for by David Norris for District Attorney.
We're here with Coach Jim Sosby, the head coach of Chase High Trojans today, with the battle this tonight going to be against Blacksburg. One of the things, first of all, of course, I'm from Chase, and Rick spent many years there too. Is a situation of what you feel like when you first come into the Chase High School?
You know, the first time or now, you can ask either one. You know, really, both times, super friendly people. Want to make sure you feel comfortable there. Every single teacher has been welcoming both times, so you know, you just make you feel right at home there.
Well, tell me this, Coach. You've been at Greenville, and if I leave anything out, you've been at Greenville, you've been at Chase, and then you went to Hendersonville,
right?
And then you went to Crest, and now you're here. But you've been successful at every one of the places that you've been. You've been a winner.
So,
and what do you attribute that to?
Good players when I get there. I've been lucky. I think I've had good players everywhere I've been. The assistant coaches have balled in. The players have balled in. Worked really hard, man. I tell them all the time, I wish I could give them one of those red or blue pills in the Matrix to make it happen. But it's the hard work that's got to happen that's going to make it happen.
Well, Coach, we know that, of course, week 4 last, you had a tough match going to Polk County, and, of course, you came out on the short end, 34-32, but it seems like you got a lot of things going. Maybe this happened, some big plays happened against you that actually made it where you wasn't able to get the victory.
Yeah, they had a real big play when it was, I don't know, they had 3rd and long, and we were up by a touchdown, and we had them pretty much stopped. Our free safety probably would have had a pick 6, but it bounced off his hands right into their guy's stomach for a 78-yard touchdown. Got them. Actually, I think they made the extra point, took the lead by 1 instead of us going up by 2 scores. They went up by 1, so that was big. And then we had some guys behind their DBs, and it was a protection issue, or we took an 8-step drop instead of 3. Just first game stuff everything that happens fixable. So we've been working really hard these last 2 weeks to fix those things.
You know, a lot of times like that, it makes a difference as far as to work on yourself, like you said, not just worry about your opponent, but make sure you're doing the things right that you're supposed to be doing, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. And we kind of know where to go on plays. It's technique stuff. So if you do the technique stuff, technique travels is what I always tell people. So if you got good fundamentals, it doesn't matter. You can go anywhere. If you fight a 3 technique, if you got a double team, you know, whatever it is, whatever defense it is, whatever offense it is, as long as you got technique, you're in good shape.
Well, tell me this. We actually were down at the Jamboree down in Gaffney and got to see y'all scrimmage, and we also got to see Blacksburg against North Gaston. I'm sure you got to see North Gaston and Blacksburg scrimmage some.
Yeah, I wish you would remind me of that, Rick. You're giving me nightmares.
Well, I'm not speaking much past that.
That's good.
But I'm just as we were looking at the teams, and now that you've got some film on them and you've studied what seems to be the thing that you're going to have to stop, and the things that you need to take advantage of on defense to be able to score.
Yeah, so they're number 5 heavy. So he was quarterback that night, and he probably ran it every other play if he didn't run it every play. They've moved a freshman quarterback in and moved that guy to tailback. So, we got to watch number 5. We didn't do a great job stopping number 4 from Polk, so we got to do a better job stopping the tailback this week. They're run heavy, like 90% on first down, so we got to make sure we're ready for that. Defensively, they blitz every single play, so they went a lot of zero coverage against East Rutherford. So we've been practicing blitz pickup every day this week. We'll do it again today. We pick up the blitz. I think we're in good shape, but you never know with 15-year-olds. So, but they know what's coming. We got all the blitzes down, and we've walked through them first and ran through them, and now we hit them at different times. So I think they're prepared for it.
Looking to refresh your wardrobe and make a difference in your community? Visit the Rutherford County Habitat for Humanity Clothing Center. Discover fantastic deals on clothes, jewelry, luggage, and shoes, all while supporting a great cause. Every purchase helps provide safe, affordable housing for families in need. Shop today and uncover unique finds that make you look good and feel even better. Visit 269 West Main, Forest City, or call 828-299-3118.
Ready for a career change, new skills, or finishing what you started? Now's the perfect time at Isothermal Community College. If you live in Polk or Rutherford County, your education could be free with a Powers Promise or Next NC Scholarship. Explore programs in healthcare, skilled trades, IT, business, and more with little to no cost for qualifying residents. Fast-track options like truck driving and EMS get you working quickly. With flexible schedules, online classes, and strong support, your dream is within reach. Visit isothermal.edu or call today to learn more.
That could be happening in your backyard with a stop at Pool Supplies Unlimited in Allenboro. Pool Supplies Unlimited specializes in above-ground pools, and they carry products for in-ground pools. Plus, see their selection of hot tubs in stock. Get free water testing, and they have all of your pool chemicals. So dive in now to Pool Supplies Unlimited, 125 East U.S. Highway 74 Business in Allenboro. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, Saturdays from 9 a.m. till 12 noon. Closed on Wednesday. Call 828-453-8081 and like them on Facebook too.
Bears, football, and cool nights by the fire. The drop-in stores have you covered. Right now, get Prime and Prime Energy drinks, 2 for $4. 20-ounce Cokes and 16-ounce Monster drinks. Buy 2 and get 1 free. 6 packs of Coke products, 2 for $6.50, and the list goes on and on. And check out the daily specials. Chicken biscuits, $2.99. Chicken strip baskets, $5.99. You'll fall in love with all these fall specials at your nearest drop-in. Check them out today. Drop-in food stores, your hometown convenience store since 1981. Olmsted Plumbing hopes you're enjoying the summer heat safely. Yes, it's officially summer. Time to plan for longer days and shorter nights. Maybe it's time for you to go plumb crazy and get that outdoor kitchen you've always dreamed of. Or get an outdoor shower for the patio. Or get that yard hydrant closer to the garden. Remember, preventative maintenance can avert a catastrophe this summer. But if you have a plumbing emergency, call the guys at Olmsted Plumbing, 828-245-7302. Online at olmstedplumbing.com. Get back to loving your plumbing and loving your summer. Hear that? That's a big old Massey Ferguson getting ready for another day of work. And it could be you. Phil Sheehan at NC Tractor and Farm Supply in Rutherford invites you to head in and take advantage of up to $2,000 off select Massey Ferguson models with a cash payment. Or you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months and ask about rebates from $500 to $2,000 on select Bobcat mowers. Or get 0% financing up to 48 months. NC Tractor and Farm Supply, 299 Railroad Avenue, and online at nctractorandfarmsupply.com. Service, dependability, value, fast delivery, and more, all during the Labor Day all-month long sales savings event at Kimball's Furniture in Forest City. Big lift recliners only $6.99. Sofas and love seats are $4.49 each. Reclining love seats are $7.49, and get ready for some football with a big 55-inch TV for $5.99. Labor Day savings all month long at Kimball's Furniture, 207 East Main Street, Forest City. No matter if you drive a classic or a brand new car or a so-called stump jumper or a tractor or lawnmower, you can always count on Tri-City Tire on Daniel Road in Forest City to keep you on the road. See them for your next set of tires, and they have the new top-of-the-line, state-of-the-art Hunter tire equipment, and they feature fast, friendly service. So if you're feeling flat, head to Tri-City Tire at Tri-City Outdoor Power Equipment, located at 221 Daniel Road, Forest City. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 1 on Saturday. Yes, it's hot outside. That's why we suggest coming into the air-conditioned showroom at Tri-City Outdoor Power Equipment in Forest City and check out the red-hot deals on Bobcat mowers for homeowners and commercial. And right now, select Bobcat mowers are up to $2,000 off. Ask about their financing options. It's more affordable than you think. See Tri-City Outdoor Power Equipment, 221 Daniel Road, Forest City. Online at tricityoutdoor.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
Big game, big appetite. Swing by Mi Pablito for the ultimate victory. From sizzling fajitas to over 100 mouth-watering dishes, we've got you covered no matter your craving. How about fried ice cream, brownies, and funnel cake fries that will score big with your sweet tooth? Come see us at Rutherfordton and Forest City or order ahead at mepubs.com. Stay connected on Facebook and Instagram too at Mi Pablito Mex, because good food is always worth cheering for.
Welcome back to WAGY 107.5 FM and KTCBroadcasting.com. We're here at the Chase Trojans' first home game.
Welcome to the farm.
That's it. It's welcome to the farm night. And they have the young Trojans out and the young cheerleaders out, and everybody's getting ready for the teams to enter. But we want to first say thank you to Raymond James Financial Coaches Corner for sponsoring the Coaches Corner. And we want to thank you to Matt and Deacon.
Did a great job. Also, welcome now to Friday Night Football, sponsored by Tri-City Outdoor Power and Tri-City Tire.
And we also do want to thank for the pregame show here for Ingles Markets, low prices, love the savings, shop save, be rewarded with your Advantage card. Stanton Enterprises, McDonald's, locations in Rutherford County open 24 hours a day, home of those world famous fries. And I'm not messing up near as bad as last week, Coach, but I'm still going to mess up.
Still
I'm
young
sorry.
days.
It's early. It's really early. So here we go as the Trojans are entering in, and they're rocking and rolling tonight, Coach.
Oh, definitely they are.
So when you were down talking to Coach Sosby, did it seem like he's got them ready for tonight?
He feels like he does. I mean, of course, Coach has got a great offensive mind. We talked about it before, and he feels like the Blacksburg when he was against Lawrence in the scrimmage in Gaffney, he felt like, of course, they had a little better athletes than they did. And then last week at Polk County made some mistakes, but he thinks they've corrected it. Like he said, he worked on mistakes the first week, and the second week he worked on getting ready for Blacksburg. So he feels comfortable, not cocky by any means, but he knows if they do the job, they'll be okay.
Well, you have to have a little bit of confidence going into any game.
That's true.
I mean, but you also need to be nervous.
Right.
As they coming in with the American flag and the Chase flags following behind as the Trojans make their grand entrance. Blacksburg preparing to come in themselves. And, Coach, just tell you the truth, when I was watching them scrimmage down in Gaffney against North Gaston, they looked impressive that night.
They did. I mean, they were out physical. That's just the one thing about it. They were actually Lauren was bigger and stronger than they were, faster. And
you're talking about Lawrence in Chase.
Yes, Lawrence Chase. Oh, you're talking about the Blacksburg
Yeah, I'm
game.
talking about Blacksburg and North Gaston.
Yes, they were impressive.
They were very aggressive, and they stymied North Gaston a lot. Matter of fact, they were winning. And I can't remember how it turned out, because if we hadn't had to stand in line to get that water, something to drink for an hour and a half, it seemed like, we would have probably seen the end of that one. But they were impressive how they brought the game to North Gaston Wildcats. And this is the Wildcats of Blacksburg also. So we're here tonight. They're fixing to march out with the captains to midfield. and we'll see what the toss is. And as soon as that comes back, Coach, hopefully you'll see who won the toss, because I can be looking right at it and miss it sometimes. So
well, I'm usually talking, and when I'm talking, I'm not looking that much. So it's a situation that, you know, like I'm going to tell you, like I say, you talked about the field, though, Coach. It is immaculate in here with the new track they've got a couple years ago, and then all the
Jason, end zone to the left and Trojans in the end zone to the right. It looks really. And matter of fact, they've got the markings like a field that's AstroTurf, because the markings that are here for soccer too, and it really looks good.
It's nice. I mean, even the Chase Trojans in the end zone. That's a 15-hour job at least, as far as marking it off and then painting it. But the machine does it. Coach is good. Let me look.
He's talking to the Trojans first, so I'm thinking that they may have won the toss. They did, and they deferred. They deferred to Blacksburg, so that means that Blacksburg's going to be receiving if everything is what it should be. And as I've said 400 times already, is that we experienced the time where we kicked off both halves.
Oh yeah,
because somebody made the mistake of saying we won't play defense.
That's the first year that they had the choice as far as deferring.
Yeah. They usually ask the coaches before that, and that gave them the opportunity. But Chase will be kicking off to Blacksburg, and we will get this game started. For the Trojans starting on offense, we have number 0, Tyrell Johnson, number 1, Darren Tipton, number 4, Jason Harden, and number 6, Keontae Wingo, and number 7, Trajan Littlejohn, and Caden Boyce, number 9. Also, Jalen Backus, number 50, and number 55, Chance Davis, and number 56, Logan Hill, and 57, Parker Bradley, with number 75, Kalen Allen, rounding out the starters on offense. So we will get ready here for the kickoff, and we've got, you see that number, Coach, who is kicking? I can't. No, he's turned sideways, so I can't really see him. So
it should be number 23, McGinnis.
Okay. Yep, you're right. But he's not on the thing.
Okay.
But that's McGinnis that's kicking off.
And we'd also like to thank Mi Poblito Mexican Restaurant for our sponsorship in the first quarter. Is Mi Poblito.
And the kick is up, and it's received at the 20, and that is number 21 for Blacksburg, which we are trying to do our best. We don't have a roster for Blacksburg. And but we also, I forgot to say that we want to apologize for if we are going in and out at any time, because the reception here for the internet is not very good. And it kind of goes in and out. And from us working down here a long time, and before there ever were phones, when we started getting them, we couldn't get much reception
no
here.
Reception,
so we start off the game here. They return the ball back to the 29-yard line of Blacksburg, and they will take over there 1st and 10, and that'll be a David Norris for district attorney, first down.
We do have a Trojan down on the field right now, but we'd also like to acknowledge the scoreboard is Raymond James Financial, sponsored the scoreboard this year. And go see Matt and Deacon. They do a great job.
So with 11:31 remaining, we have our first injury timeout here, which it is a timeout, and we will no, they're fixing to come back right now. We started to go to a break, but we're going to stick with it right now, and that is a Raymond James Financial timeout. And take a timeout and call on Raymond James Financial Services in Forest City. You see Matt and Deacon Bright, and they'll take care of you and plan out their experienced guidance for a life well planned. Hopefully that made sense, Coach. I don't know. So I got reverted because they're fixing to snap the first ball here. As Blacksburg lines up in the shotgun, which most people do nowadays.
Yes.
And that's number 12, who is the quarterback. I wish I had his name. But Going to take number 5. He moves from the left side to
Gilmore's
the right.
12.
And then he hands off to number
Underneath
5
the
up
middle.
the middle, and he picks up approximately 5 yards.
It's a good run.
That was a good run for Blacksburg.
Trap series underneath.
Yes, sir. Like. And they picked up 5, so that's going to maybe just a little over 5. Looks like 6 is what they're giving him, because they moved the ball all the way up to the 35, which it was on the 29, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 4 for Blacksburg, the Wildcats. So here we go. Trojans showing blitz right here, Coach.
And they jumped off sides, which is another penalty. It's Carolina Auto Finance. Carolina Auto Finance has your dream car on the lot. Like new super sharp cars, trucks, and SUVs can be yours with specialized planning, financial planning in order to fit your lifestyles.
Well, here we go now. That is a David Norris first down for District Attorney. And the ball's now pitched out to the right side, and that young man carried it for another David Norris for District Attorney first down. Vote 2026, paid for by David Norris. That's not looking good for the Trojans right now, Coach.
No,
they ran it up the inside, and now they've run it outside. And that was a carry around the side. I think I was wrong on that number. I think that's number 11, who is the quarterback.
Number 11 is Burton.
We have.
Should be.
I thought he signaled offside.
It was, but the wideout from
he was lined up offside.
Yeah, he told him twice to back up, and you didn't.
All right.
I could hear that from up here, too.
I couldn't hear.
I saw him motion to back up a couple times.
So from the Raymond James Financial scoreboard, we've got 9:40 remaining in the Meeple-Bledo first quarter. And so we're getting ready to snap back to the quarterback. He hands off to number 5 up inside, and he picked up more than what they just got penalized for. So that's going to bring up a second, and it appears to be like 9.5 or it's just a little. They picked up a little over a yard from the original line of scrimmage, so we'll say 9. 2nd and 9 for Blacksburg. Ball's snapped back. He started to roll to his left, but he is taken down, and those numbers are hard to see, Coach. I can't tell what that is. That's
89.
It almost looks like 50-something. Is that Jalen Backus? You got those. You can't see those gold numbers.
That's the left end, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It was the left end. Sure was.
99.
Could be
99.
99. That was Eugene Wilkins on the sack. And they're back on the quarterback again, but he dumps off the ball to number 1, and it was a screen underneath. But he's wrapped up around the 50-yard line and driven all the way back near the 45, but I think they're going to mark it.
They wasn't in position. He never got to the 50. But anyway, it's still going to be
wow, they marked that ball to the 49-yard line of the Trojans. He never crossed that line.
Never got close to it. But the officials wasn't in position. It's going to be 3rd down and about 15, maybe 16 now.
Yes, sir. That was holding.
Oh, it's 4th down. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's going to be 4th down. And back to punt for his 25, and that is Merritt, Jess Merritt.
So the Trojans stiffened up, and they held, and they're forcing the punt, first punt of the game for the Wildcats. And Merritt takes the snap, and he kicks a low line driver. It bounces, and we had the receiver, who the return man was going to, I think it is, Tyrell Johnson, number 0, who was back to receive the punt, and he had to get away from it. He had to make a call to get away. So that's going to allow the Trojans to take over with a first down, and that's a David Norris for district attorney first down on their own 18-yard line. 1st and 10. Ball snapped back. Quarterback number 1 throws deep, and he throws it to intended for, is that number 8, Coach?
I think it is.
Or number 2. So number 1, Darren Tipton, threw the ball.
That was number 0 again.
To 0, who was Tyrell Johnson. The ball fell incomplete. He threw that ball about 35 yards
It's a good pass.
in the air. It was a good pass.
Very
It
good
just
pass.
it was deflected off of him. Now takes the ball again and throws again to the left, and that is, I'm telling you, it's impossible for me
That
to
is
see
number
those
4.
numbers. He threw the ball to number 4, Jason Harden. Wow, we coached a Jason Harden too, didn't we, Coach?
We did.
So here we go. And Tipton takes it and he rolls to his right, and he keeps rolling.
Ooh.
And that was almost a face mask because his whole head moved as a young man grabbed him, but I don't think he grabbed the face mask. He just hit his helmet.
That's going to leave about
So,
4th and about
Yep.
6.
So as we're looking at a 4th and 6, and the Trojans are thinking what they're going to do here, and it appears like they're running on the punt team.
62, it's punter.
They may need to get a timeout here because there a lot of people didn't pay attention to what they were doing.
Still got
And they're running
7
them
seconds.
on in a hurry. They may get it off.
62 is punting, and deep.
And number 62 is, I don't have a 62 on the roster, Coach. So as the ball is kicked, it's kicked all the way down to the 33-yard line of Blacksburg. So we're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back with WAGY 107.5 FM Football Friday.
There's a lot of advantage packed into your Ingalls Advantage card. For starters, you get great discounts and advantage pricing throughout the store. You build up fuel points to save big money at the pump. You can link it to a school of your choice to reward them with supplies they need. You get weekly sales alerts on items you buy the most when you sign up for Advantage Mail, and even special perks around the holidays. So get the advantage with your Ingalls Advantage card. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
And he hands off to number 5. What's number 5's name? And number 5's name was Clark. He carried the ball for about a 2-yard gain, and then that will give him a 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats. They're having some success on the ground when it all went to pieces once they started trying to throw the ball.
Yeah.
But they are finding some success against the Trojans on the ground. Trojans playing a 4-man front. They shift as the offense shifts to the left for the Wildcats. And they're looking over to get a call, and they have called a timeout, and that is a Raymond James Financial timeout. Take a timeout and call on Raymond James Financial Services in Forest City. And we'll be back in 1 minute with football Friday night.
At Fountain Electric, we believe every home deserves exceptional electrical service. We are trustworthy, reliable, and hassle-free. Integrity and customer focus are the main values that guide us. We aim to build lasting relationships with homeowners based on respect and mutual trust. Fountain Electric, lighting your home, elevating your life. Contact us today.
Blue 42! Blue 42!
Unlike football, life doesn't take a timeout, and anything can happen at any time. Unfortunately, anything isn't always a good thing. You need auto and life coverage, and agents. There for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You need North Carolina Farm Bureau insurance. Timeout? Not even in our vocabulary.
Rutherford County Farm Bureau is at 153 Reservation Drive, Spindale. Call 828-287-20.
We're back with number 11 taking the snap, and he hands off to number 5 and goes over the right side, looks over like between the guard and the tackle, and he picked up maybe 2. And it looks like that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats of Blacksburg. Big play here. See if the Trojans can stop them. Right now they're switching off with each other, and they're playing a field positioning situation. So thank you, Coach. So Burton's back. Number 11 takes a snap. And he swings the ball out, and he's hit immediately. That is to number 1. Phillips, and it was just like a quick hitch pass, and it was thrown out there, and the DB came up in a hurry. That was aggressive defense.
It was.
So that's going to force a punt. Again, brings up a 4th, and it looks like, well, what, did they lose, a yard?
Yeah, unless you're Jim Ryan. And you go for it, right?
Well, you could always go for it, but I think they're going to punt this one. And if he can receive the ball, I think number 0 is wanting to run that thing.
I think, yeah, me too.
I think Johnson's wanting to take off. So maybe he'll get a chance.
He's got somebody's face. He can't do it.
Yes, sir. It was too close, and the ball bounces to the right and rolls all the way down to the 29-yard line of the Trojans. The Trojans will take over right there. And I think that the way they're going and with the speed of getting plays off, we probably need to stay right here.
Yeah, it's not taking. They're doing no huddle most times, so it's not taking any time at all.
Yes, sir. So they're not giving us time to take a break on the change of possession. So we've got Darren Tipton, number 1 quarterback. He's getting the signals from the sidelines, and that is. Who is that running back this time? It's a different running back.
I think that's Wingo.
Okay, Wingo. But they throw the ball outside, and he catches it, and it looked like a face mask, but the ball is completed all the way up to the 36-yard line. And that was a Carolina Auto Finance penalty.
Yes, Carolina Auto Finance has your dream car on the lot, like new super sharp cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Thank you, Coach. And we're looking at the penalty being marked off, and that's going to bring the ball all the way. You want to say, well, he is going to mark it just directly on Chase's side of the 50. So that brings up a David Norris for District Attorney, 1st down. And we've got Tipton here.
Running back
takes
Wingo.
a snap, and he hands it off to Wingo, and Wingo has a big burst, and he burst for about 25 yards. He carries the ball all the way down to the 25-yard line from the 50. And so that's going to be another David Norris for District Attorney, 1st down. Vote 2026. Tipton's in a hurry. He's getting ready. Everybody's set, and he's getting the signals from coaches on the sidelines. He has Wingo over there to his right, and that's Keontae, number 6. And now he's throwing the ball outside, but it was a little high. He got some pressure, though, from number 9 from Blacksburg.
And that is Coffee, Jameson Coffee.
Okay, and Coffee put a little bit of heat on him, made him get rid of the ball in a hurry that time, didn't he, Coach?
He did. He had to throw it high, keep him getting knocked down with it.
So here we go with Tipton back again to take the snap. Wingo's set off to his right. Got a trips to the right and a single split to the left.
They've
on the left hash.
They've got the left open. I'm wide if they can do it.
Bubble screen underneath, and that looks like it's completed to number 4, Jason Harden, and he carries the ball all the way down to the 15-yard line, where it's going to be a David Norris for District Attorney, 1st down for the Trojans. Trojans putting together a pretty good drive right here, Coach.
Yes, they are. Mixing it up, throwing and running.
Well, it may have just taken them time to get settled down and be themselves.
Young guys, if you come in too hyped for the game, you're real nervous and things making mistakes. Where you got to be ready to go, very fired up, and not too hot.
I agree. Tipton takes the handoff and he hands to Wingo, and he carries it to the right side, but he bounces out and he's hit immediately, and it looks like it's going to be a yard loss on that. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Trojans. So here we go.
We'll keep calling it.
Tipton here back and to take the snap, and he does. Hands off to Wingo up the middle, and that looked like a little trap, and he's going to take that one to the end zone, folks. The Trojans, they scratch the surface first, and they break the scoreboard, and that's the Raymond James Financial scoreboard makes the and Blacksburg 0.
And that makes a Fountain Electric touchdown, providing electrical services and contracting across the region. Also offering Fountain Auto and more at fountanelectric.com.
So we have McGinnis here prepared to attempt the extra point, and that looks like number 4 was holding, and the ball is up.
And good.
And it is good. So that's going to bring us to 7-0 from the Raymond James Financial scoreboard, and we'll be right back in 30 seconds for the kickoff and WAGY 107.5 FM.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
Hi, can I get a...
Get in the McDonald's.
Ooh, can I get a...
Yeah, can I get a...
Go, Bubba, go! Pick me! No, pick me!
Hey, can I get a...
10-piece chicken McNuggets.
And what sauce would you like with that?
Don't hit the wrong button anymore.
Welcome back to Allen Stadium here at Chase High School at the Farm, and we have just witnessed Wingo taking the ball into the end zone from about 15, 16 yards out, and he scored the first touchdown of the game, and then that's McGinnis who made the extra point, and McGinnis, number 23, kicked the ball off, and there is a penalty flag on the field, and that's a Carolina Auto Finance penalty. And they're going to bring them back, and it looks like the Trojans might have been offsides. And they're going to march back 5 yards and have to kick off again from the 35, their own 35.
Yeah, Carolina Auto Finance are family-owned, bashing the game for a great deal on a car and truck without a penalty. Located beside Lowe's.
So McGinnis is preparing to kick off again. And we're going to see what kind of leg he can get into it this time. And he kicks it deep. That ball is back over the head inside the 10 of the running back, and that is number 1 for Blacksburg, who brings it back all the way up to about the 31-yard line.
Jonathan Phillips.
And Phillips carries it to the 31-yard line of Blacksburg, where they'll start off another series and see what's going on. Blacksburg was finding a lot of success, but the Trojans all of a sudden have become very aggressive on defense, and they're coming up and hitting where they were sitting back at first.
Right.
And kind of visualizing things.
I noticed they're stunting a lot when Blacksburg goes in motion or has only one wide out one side. They'll stunt the safety off the corner off of that and put a little pressure on the quarterback.
Well, whoever came up with that, they had a good idea. So we're going to see what happens here. We've got number 11, Burton, still in at quarterback, and he's back. He also has number 5, Clark, to his left. No, that is number 2. And they ran together, and there's balls out. But it appears that a lineman covered the ball for Blacksburg, which is going to bring up a loss of 1 yard, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 11. And we missed that David Norris first down there. I'm sorry.
And I apologize for hollering ball and stuff. Many years as a coach, when the ball's on the ground, I start hollering for it.
We're going to do that.
Yeah.
So that was a fumble. And if you hear him say ball, that's fumble. So here we go. We've got Burton in motion. That's number 2. Burton keeps it up the middle, and he carries back about to a little bit past the original line of scrimmage. But we just had a Carolina Auto Finance flag come flying out, and that's a penalty. I'm not sure who it's against right now.
Looks like he's going to walk it against Chase. Nope.
No, he turns his back, and it appears he's fixing to mark
it. Yeah, it's Chase, personal foul.
It is.
Both ways? Yep, both ways.
personal foul. So they offsetting penalties, and so that's going to bring the ball back where they're setting it, and that looks like they may be a foot inside the sticks. So it's going to, we'll just, on the safe side, say 3rd and 9. And who is that number 2, Coach? Blacksburg?
Number 2 for Blacksburg is Darren Smith.
And Smith is in the game now for Blacksburg. And that is the end of the Mi Pueblito first quarter. And we're going to take a 1-minute break, and we'll be right back with the second quarter, Mi Pueblito's second quarter. Chase is leading here on the Raymond James Financial scoreboard 7-0.
Leave no leaf unturned with the new Husqvarna leaf blower from Hardin Rentals and Sales in Forest City. Now take $50 off the Husqvarna 230i leaf blower, now $269.99, and price includes battery and charger. And trim it up with a Husqvarna 220IL string trimmer, now $50 off, still priced at $279.99. Save 2 on commercial and residential mowers by Skag and Husqvarna. And they have roll-off dumpsters. Get yours today at Hardin Rentals and Sales, 365 Oak Street in Forest City, online at hardin-rentals.com.
Put back.
Well, we'll just have to say sorry. No, we'll just have to say sorry about that because we called it the quarter.
They reset the clock,
They reset the clock to 40. Hey, we were welcome back. We apologize. We said that the quarter was over and the clock did run out, but they had to reset it, and they ran another play, and that brings us back now, which they didn't pick anything up. It was an incomplete pass.
Yes.
And so now it's going to be 4th and 9.5 or so, and with 41.7 seconds remaining in the Raymond James Financial scoreboard. So we have the punter back. What? I can't make that number out, Coach. He's turned sideways on me. So, and the ball hits the ground, but then he picks it back up, and there wasn't any heat. And our return man decided that was going to hit the ground, and it's down at the 37-yard line, it appears. Yes, the 37-yard line for the Trojans. They're moving, and both teams are getting set up so fast, it's really hard for us to take a break from what we normally would do. But Trojans are here ready to go, and they have Tipton here at quarterback still, and it appears to be that Wingo is still in at running back. He makes a block on number 5 and throws the ball deep, and he starts to go up, but number 21 for Blacksburg undercuts the ball and almost picks it off, but I have to say that the receiver there broke that up and kept him from intercepting.
That was number 3.
And that was number 3, Bryson McSwain.
He did a great job because
he did. It was going to be an interception, and he broke it up to keep him from turning the ball over. We got a double slot, left and right. Wingo to the left, Tipton back in the shotgun, takes a snap, prepared to throw, and he throws it deep down the left side. Wow. That could have been a penalty, Coach.
Definitely. He stopped his momentum completely.
He did. He ran dead into him while the ball was in the air and knocked him out of bounds, and the ball flew over his head. I don't know if they would consider that as uncatchable. I don't know if that's even a rule in the high school.
It was uncatchable after he stopped him.
Yeah, it was. Now we got trips to the right. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Trojans. Wingo to the right. And Tipton's back to throw again, and he throws across the inside. He missed him. He had an open receiver that was cutting back across the 50, and that is that number 2 there, Coach?
Yes.
That is number 2, Torian Mashburn, and he was going inside, but he lost a little bit of footing too and fell down. I'm sorry, that was number 9.
Sorry about that.
And that's Caden Boyce. Yeah, I hate to keep having to ask you because – I cannot see, unless it's obvious with those gold numbers.
I can't see without the binoculars. I have to pull them up and everything.
Yes, sir. It's very hard to see. Unless they're right here on the sidelines, it's distinguishable here. Right. But once they get there, it's not. So here we go with a punt.
That's 5-yarder.
And there's a running into the punter, but there's another penalty flag. That's 2 Carolina Auto Finance penalty flags down, and they got a running into the punter here, which I think would be like you said, Coach, a 5-yarder. But this right here was illegal touching because it hit a Trojan in the back.
Oh, okay.
So when it was coming down, we'll have to see what they figure out here.
Okay, here's running into
so
kicker.
Running into the kicker.
Well, that's right. The second part does not count.
Yeah, since it was running into the kicker. There you go. Thank you, Coach. I knew you were around for something. So, as they take the ball and mark off the penalty.
Take it. 10-yard penalty.
Well, actually, it was
snap,
3rd and 10, and so that brings it up to a 4th and 5, and it looks to me like the Trojans are going to go for it here, Coach.
Yeah, it looked like it. Maybe just going to try and draw them off sides.
And we can go to the right. He shifted from the left to the right.
Something's happened. Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay. We're going to say, we hope we're safe to say that from the Raymond James Financial, that was the end of the Meade-Pueblo first quarter. And so we will take a 30-second break and be right back with Meade-Pueblo's second quarter beginning.
Hang on. They're going
to have to run one. They put 7 seconds back on.
Defensive penalty, you got one.
Wow. So here we go. We got 4th and 5 for the Trojans. And Tipton rolls out, and he throws incomplete. And so the ball falls incomplete, and there is no flag on the play, and that's going to leave 1.9 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Meade-Pueblo first quarter, and that's going to have Blacksburg take the ball over at the Trojans' 42-yard line.
With 2 seconds left.
With 1.9 seconds remaining, and that's a David Norris for District Attorney. Vote 2026 for Blacksburg Wildcats.
They had him tackled up in the air before the ball ever got there.
I just throw my hands up, Coach. I don't know.
I can't call it from this, but I mean, it's when the ball went up, I looked at the receiver, and he was already being tackled.
We're just going to tell you what we see.
That's right.
So Tipton hands off, and he hands off. It appears to be number 5 again is back in. And that's Clark for Blacksburg. So now we know that the clock ran out on that last play, and we have a Blacksburg player down on the field. That is now the Raymond James Financial scoreboard, the end of the Meade-Pueblo first quarter, with the Trojans leading 7-0. We'll be back to start the second quarter in 30 seconds on WAGY 107.5 with Rick and Randy.
Leave no leaf unturned with
Cole's Carpet and Flooring since 1989 has been family owned and operated, providing affordable, quality flooring. Cole's has a huge showroom full of colors and styles, including water-resistant luxury plank vinyl and water-resistant laminate flooring. Quality hardwood by Bruce, carpet by Mohawk and Shaw, all price ranges. Flooring that'll look great for years to come. Cole's offers free quotes and professional installation. 196 Chase I Road, Forest City. Visit Cole's Carpet and Flooring soon.
All of us have those old VHS tapes that contains precious memories of our families. Why not let Chad Medford of Chad's Video Service preserve those memories by putting those old tapes on DVD or creating a digital file video? Call today at 828-429-5148.
We're back. Welcome back. Hey, whoa. Oh, we still have a player down here at for Blacksburg. It must be a little bit more serious than what I thought, but they've got a little bit of movement with him, and that's going to bring up at the 42-yard line of the Trojans a second down and 10 for the Wildcats of Blacksburg, and they are giving a hand for the injured player as he limps off. He's being assisted by possibly a coach and a trainer, and they will begin here in the Meade-Pueblo Second quarter.
Second quarter. Your favorite meat potato flavor. No huddle required. Order online at meatpups.com.
So we have returning back out to the field. We've got number 11, Burton, still in at quarterback. And now he has Clark back in the backfield with him. Smith came out. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats.
Got an overload left.
Yes, sir. And it's a quick pitch. And he's out on the right side, number 5, Clark. And he picks up, it appears to be about 3. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for Blacksburg.
That was a real good job by the Chase defense. They were actually outnumbered, but they had the great pursuit and stopped them for a 3-yard gain, maybe 4.
Well, like you say, they were outflanked, but they stopped it. Right. And there's 2 ways to handle that. You run inside out and force him to the sideline, but you better be fast enough to do that.
And hope he's not fast.
That's right. That's right. Or the other way is cut it off and make him turn it back inside. Right. Now we're in an I formation from the shotgun, and that was kind of a messed up snap. He snapped and everybody started moving, but the ball didn't get back to him until after everybody was gone.
They still had a little tight end over on. They had twins over here with the tight end on the same side, so they're trying to get the numbers, on the corners against the Trojans.
Yes, sir, to have them outnumbered. So that's going to bring back a 5-yard penalty, and that's a Carolina Auto Finance. Please go by. See Darren Vassey in the game for a great deal on a car or truck without penalty. So that's going to bring us back to Burton, back with Clark in the backfield. He rolls to his right as he takes the snap and intends to hit number 4 for Blacksburg, and it goes off of his arms and fell incomplete. So that's going to bring up a 4th and about 12. And it appears that they're going to punt the ball away. Try to pin the Trojans back deep. So, and if I'm not mistaken, like I say, looking at those numbers, Coach, it appears that number 0, Tyrell Johnson, is back deep to receive. Ball snapped. It's number 4 now. Okay, thank you. With those binoculars, you can do it. Oh, he ran into the guy. He ran into number 4, Jason Harden.
I am sorry. You're right. It was.
Okay, it was. It was Tyrell Johnson. So I'm sorry, folks. We're struggling with that, but it looks like a mush mess.
Yeah,
when they get out there on the field.
Whenever they get past the numbers, you can't see any
numbers. We know where they're going from the sideline, we can tell you exactly who it is. But once they get out there and get set, it's so far away.
And they're turned sideways on us also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That makes it tough. So here we go. We have Tipton back, and the ball is starting out with a David Norris first down from their own, looks like 9-yard line.
Another bubble screen. It's right in the hand, just dropped that time.
And it hit the ground. It sure did. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Trojans, deep in their own territory, starting from their own 9. So Tipton's back in the shotgun. It looks like a Wingo number 6 is back, and he hands off up the middle to Wingo, and he takes it. I'm not sure if that was a trap or not, but it looks like he picked up 5 yards, Coach.
Good run, great run.
It was. So that's going to bring the ball up to the 15-yard line.
Does that look,
just over the 15?
Does that look like a Wingo with a past?
I don't know. It could be.
You wasn't here when Wingo. You was here when Wingo was playing for us, wasn't you?
I'm not sure, Coach. I can't remember.
That's about his size right there. That's how big he was. But he was tough. He was a tough runner.
Yes. Well, this young man right here runs hard. Yes. And this is Keontae.
He got it.
And it makes the catch. That was actually Tipton throwing the ball deep to number 7, Trajan Littlejohn. And he caught the ball all the way out to the 41-yard line. That was a great catch, Coach.
It really was. He was having to fall down because he was getting pulled down.
Yes, sir.
Also.
And that's a David Norris for district attorney first down for the Trojans. Ball's handed off to Wingo, and he scoots up inside. He's carrying it hard, and he picked up maybe 6 yards there on that carry, Coach.
At least 6, yes, maybe 6.5. It's a great run.
And I don't know what they've got the guy for Blacksburg holding his hands up, and then Wingo stands up, I got the ball, and holds it up in the air. I don't know what that was all about, but it brings up a second, and it was 7 yards, so it brings up a 2nd and 3 for the Trojans here at their own 48-yard line. And back is Tipton. He throws it inside. He throws it outside to the right, and the ball goes off the hands of the intended receiver up in the air. And I wish I could see better, Coach.
That's, I think it's 6. Here he comes across.
Well, that would be Wingo's number 6.
No, I'm sorry, number 9.
That was number 9, Caden Boyce. Went off his hands. It was high. The pass was high, and it deflected off his hands. Now the ball snapped back, handed to Wingo again.
First down.
And Wingo runs that ball for a David Norris for District Attorney first down. Vote 2026, paid for by David Norris. So that carries the ball across the 50-yard line, and that'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans here at the 48-yard line of the Wildcats from Blacksburg. So here we go. Tipton's back. He's in the shotgun. They're ready to play again. And we have a timeout called by Blacksburg. I guess Chase was running them too fast, Coach.
That'll be a Raymond James Financial timeout. Take timeout. Call on Raymond James Financial Services for our city. See Matt and Deacon Bright for experienced guidance for a life well planned.
We'll be back in 30 seconds to WAGY 107.5 and KTCBroadcasting.com.
Celebrating 25 years in Forest City, Alliance Insurance Group has a goal to provide their customers with auto, property, motorcycle, business, health, and recreational insurance coverage that meets their needs at affordable prices. Alliance offers pay in person with a drive-through window or pay online or phone. Alliance is in the business of helping people. You'll save money, plus protect and preserve your financial future. See Alliance Insurance Group soon, located behind the mall, 130 Allen.
Serving the foothills for over 100 years, S&C Fuel Delivery, formerly Lutz Petroleum, is your reliable source for delivery of diesel, gasoline, propane, lubricants, and heating oil straight to your tank. Delivery available in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida. S&C Fuel is locally family-owned and veteran-operated, committed to keeping our community running, trusted by homeowners, farms, and businesses. Office located on Oakland Road in Spindale. Schedule your next delivery with S&C.
Tipton rolling to his right. He throws the ball out deep, and it is complete. I just wish I could tell you who it's complete to.
Number 7.
That was number 7, Trajan Littlejohn.
But we have a penalty, but they're probably holding in the backfield here against
the Trojans. And that's
a
Carolina Auto Finance penalty.
That is true. They have, Carolina Finance has the car of your dream on the lot. Like super cars. I'm sorry for this. SUVs can be yours for specialized finances.
So here we go. Trojans, that's marked off 10 yards. It appears to be a holding penalty, and that takes them back to a 1st and 20 now. They got twice as far to go. I like the way Wingo was running the ball, Coach.
Oh, yes. But there again, the route was wide open there. Somebody missed a block, and they kind of
they caught the ball,
yeah.
and it was completed, and it was going to be a first down, but just had a holding call. He's up, throws a quick hitch pass out to the right. Like I say, if I could tell you who it is, because it's on the far side of the field, I would be thinking that my eyesight was getting better. So
0.
That was number 0, Tyrell Johnson. It was complete. And that's going to bring us up to, appears to be like a 2nd and 18. And the ball snapped back. It's handed off to Wingo. Wingo carries the ball all the way up to the 50-yard line, which is going to bring up now a 3rd down, and it appears to be 12 for the Trojans. Test here, Coach.
It's going to be.
So Tipton's getting a signal. Now we have number 9 back in the game at running back, Caden Boyce. And Tipton, he's off to the right of Tipton, and the ball's handed off inside, and he carries it across the 50 down to the 48-yard line, it appears. but that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Trojans, and it's going to be like a 4th and 11. It's not quite 11, but it's behind the sticks. So 4th and long. So they're bringing in the punter. What is that punter's number, Coach?
He turned sideways. I can't tell you right now.
We'll get it in a minute. The Wildcat back to receive it.
52 for 62.
Is the ball's kicked short, and they down it
62
at the 19-yard line. And that was number 62, who is not on the roster that we have. We printed these off from the rosters that they had on Max Preps, and so we didn't have the latest update roster for the Trojans. We didn't have one here, and so we were promised tonight by Miss Morrow that we would have one the next time we come next week. So Trojans set up in defense with the Wildcats taking the ball and running it to their right side. That ball was a David Norris first down from the 19-yard line, and it looks like he picked up about 6 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Wildcats. So that has Burton back still at quarterback, and Clark is the single running back there in the back. We have a slot to the right and a split to the left. And hand it off again up inside. They had the H-back come from the right side and lead up inside and the tackle. And so it's almost like a, what do you call it, like Coach?
Counter.
Yeah, well, it is a counter tray almost, yeah. So old Redskin play that they ran up inside. And that was number 5, Clark, who carried it for about 2 more yards. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Wildcats. Looks like they were trying to draw Chase off sides, and now they've got set, and it's handed off to Clark again, and Clark takes the ball all the way across the 35 down near the 40-yard line. Now, I think they're going to mark it at the 39-yard line, and that'll be a David Norris for District Attorney vote 2026, paid for by David Norris, first down. So that is marked at the 39, and that's going to have them set up with a 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from Blacksburg with 5:42 remaining on the Raymond James scoreboard.
Jet sweep.
And it's a jet sweep around to number 1.
Great job.
I don't know who number 1 is, Coach, but for Blacksburg, but they made a hard hit, and he
Phillips
actually lost a yard. I didn't see who the young man was that made the tackle, but he got out there in a hurry and cut him off before he could turn it upfield. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Wildcats. Takes the ball, throws it low, and it appears to be complete. They're marking it, so that's going to bring up a 2nd, and they look like it gained 3.5 so, and we'll say 3rd and 7 this time. And so we're looking now at 4:48 remaining in the Meade-Poblito 2nd quarter, which now we have a slot set with Blacksburg. Back going in motion to his left, and he's back to throwing. He throws a screen underneath, which was a pretty cool play. I think we're going to have a blindside block there. That was number 1, and number 1 was Phillips. And so Phillips carries the ball all the way down to about the 35-yard line or 36-yard line of the Trojans, but that one's coming back, folks, because that is a
Carolina Auto Finance penalty. Carolina Auto Finance has your dream car on the lot. Go by and see Darren Bassey in the game for a great deal.
So we're gonna have to see where they mark that off from, if it's a penalty spot or if it's from back at the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's going to be the spot.
Should be the spot, yeah. It's going to be about 3rd down and 13, and that's going to be.
No, they actually went back to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, did they?
And then started walking again.
That's going to be a Raymond James Financial scoreboard. Is 4:24 left to go in the halftime. Before halftime, and it's 7-0 Trojans.
And so that brings the ball all the way back to the 34-yard line of Blacksburg, and that's going to bring up like a 3rd and 15. We have a timeout here by Blacksburg, and that is a Raymond James Financial timeout. And that's take a timeout and call on Raymond James Financial Services in Forest City. They're experienced, and they will guide you for a life well planned. We'll be back in 30 seconds, 107.5 WAGY.
Just like great teams are built on smart strategy, so are strong financial futures. At Freedom Financial Management, they help families, individuals, and business owners create winning game plans for retirement planning, investments, wealth building, and college savings. Start your winning financial game plan today. Freedom Financial Management. Play smart, live free. See your local financial advisor, Andrew Tisdale, at 269 North Washington Street in Rutherford. Call 828-980-7101 for Freedom Financial Management.
Welcome back to Allen Stadium here at the farm at Chase High School, where Blacksburg has a 3rd and 15 coming up. They're coming out of a timeout that they called, and that I know that's at least two they've called, Coach,
yes.
So they possibly have one more. Where they're setting up right now, they're on the right hash, and they've got trips to the short side of the field with a long slot out to the side. That could be a deep pass 1-to-1.
It is.
And it was, but that ball is tipped, and it's picked off, and it's going to be carried in for a pick 6. Touchdown, Trojans. And that was a Fountain Electric touchdown, providing electrical services and contracting across the region. Also offering Fountain Auto, more at fountainolectric.com. That was number 52 for the Trojans, and that would be Zach Branch on defense, outside linebacker, who intercepted the tip. And I couldn't tell you who the tip lineman was, but the ball went up in the air, and Zach took it to the house. And that brings the Raymond James scoreboard to 13. With the ball down, that's McGinnis up for the kick, and that makes it 14-0 in favor of the Trojans, hometown Trojans here. And we are going to take a 30-second break. We'll be right back at ktcbroadcasting.com and WAGY 107.5 FM.
What's behind the green door in Forest City? It's the most honest, reliable insurance company in town, Green Insurance. See Ryan Green, an independent broker whose first goal is to provide great customer service and save you money, and lots of it. Green Insurance offers Medicare Part C and D, plus supplemental policies from all the top insurance companies. Green Insurance can help with marketplace plans and calculate tax credits based on your income to save you money at the end of the year. See Ryan soon at Green Insurance, 179 West Main Street in Forest City. Look for the green door.
Welcome back to the farm here at Chase High School, Allen Stadium, as McGinnis is teeing the ball up on the left hash, and he's preparing to kick off to Blacksburg Wildcats, who have 3 men deep. One is actually in the middle, staggered back about 3 yards behind everybody else. And McGinnis kicks it to the left side, and he's bringing it down to number 21, and he's bringing it all the way across the field, trying to turn it up, and he's hit about the 35, carries it across to about the 37-yard line, which will make that for the Blacksburg Wildcats a David Norris first down for district attorney. Vote 2026, paid for by David Norris.
21's not on their roster now, so.
Well, there you go. So here we go. We're setting back up. The number 11, Burton, is still in at quarterback. He's back to shotgun, and appears that he has Clark to his left. And he's ready to take the snap. And he hands off to the running back, which that appears to be number 5, Clark. It was. And he picked up about 3 yards and is going to bring up 2nd and 7. You know, Blacksburg, they show Coach a lot of burst and a lot of positive things, and then all of a sudden it's just like a wreck.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what to say, but I mean, Chase is doing a good job off of it, but still, it's just like they're just kind of quit running their feet, like right there. The line of scrimmage did not move a bit.
And they've been making some holes and opening things, and that's great for Chase because they're playing hard defense right there. They met him right at the line of scrimmage, but they're going to give him forward progress of about a yard, which is going to bring up like 3rd and 6 for Blacksburg.
You know, they've been running the little bubble a little bit and been successful with it. Where Chase has been successful, they hadn't caught it yet. It's been wide open for them running the same thing.
Double slot, ball on the right hash. That is Clark. Clark is running back to the left. Now Burton takes the ball and he throws underneath,
Ooh,
and he was throwing it to number 2, Smith, but it hits his hands and ricochets off. But the thing that was really fortunate for Blacksburg is it ricocheted off and hit a Trojan. And he could have intercepted that ball, and it hit the ground.
He was a lineman, Coach.
I know what you say. But they wouldn't have him on the line if he could catch.
That's right.
You're mean, Coach. You're mean. I'm a lineman, and he was a receiver. So here we go.
You know, one thing I see here on the punt, Coach has a yard off the line, so if they do jump like that, they're not offside.
Yes, sir, and that's pretty smart.
I've never seen it before, yes.
That's pretty smart right there. I think they had a little bit of movement over there on Blacksburg.
Right.
So that's going to be a Carolina Auto Finance penalty, and that's going to march them back 5 yards.
Just remember, Carolina Auto Finance, they're family-owned. Come by and see the game for a great deal on a car or truck without a penalty.
So that brings up 4th down and 11 for the Wildcats of Blacksburg. We have 2:50 remaining on the Raymond James scoreboard, and the snap is off, and that was number 25 who kicked the ball really deep. I really wish he'd catch that ball one time and take
Coach,
off running.
Somewhere in the middle, I don't know where it is, they're releasing the upbacks and no one's blocking it. That one kid has come through every time unblocked.
And he actually gets any space.
He's there before the ball gets there, yes.
And it makes it almost impossible for him to try to receive
But you know the best thing to do?
He's doing the smart thing.
Well, but one smart thing is to run towards the ball and hit the guy.
Yeah.
And then he's going to get the
penalty.
penalty.
He did that one time, I thought. Well, that brings up a 1st down for the Trojans. That's a David Norris 1st down for Chase. And we're back to live action here as Wingo's back in, set to the left. He is handed off by Tipton, and Wingo carries the ball all the way out. It looks like number about 8 to 9 yards. It's marked, but there is a Carolina Auto Finance flag on the field.
Holding against Chase.
So that's going to mark them back 10 yards. That seems familiar from the last
yes, it does.
time because they started out 1st and 20 after a hold. After they'd picked up good yardage, too. So, matter of fact, I think they'd picked up the 1st down.
They did, yes.
So, here we go.
They're playing hard. You know, you hold on every play. I'm honest. Somebody holds.
Well, somebody does. Tipton up, throws the ball deep, and he sends it to number 7, Littlejohn, and that ball goes off the defender's hand and off Littlejohn's, incomplete. So, as we see here, that's going to bring up a 2nd and 20. That makes it a very daunting task right here. You hear in the NFL, they try for half of it and then see if they can't get in striking distance to be able to get a 1st down.
That was open if it had thrown it 3 yards or further.
It
was his touchdown probably.
So Tipton takes a snap. He's prepared to throw, and he does throw the ball, but he threw it behind. He threw it behind one receiver and in front of one receiver. So
I don't know which way he was going.
I don't know who he's throwing to.
The skinny poster of the flag, whichever way
it was kind of a pass that seemed to be, you couldn't really tell who it was intended for. So that was incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 20. Now you just, I don't know.
Wingo trap.
The safe thing would be like a draw. Back to throw. And he does throw inside and underneath. That ball's complete. And the running back carries it, the receiver carries it all the way up to the 30-yard line. That's going to make it now a 4th and about 9, and I would think that they're probably going to punt this ball away.
And that's what brings us down to 2 minutes to go in the half. On the Raymond James Financial scoreboard, the score is 14 Chase and 0 for Blacksburg.
So we would like to thank Chad Medford of Chad's Video Service for all video graphics and commercials for tonight. Chad makes our job here in the booth much easier. And so if you're ever wanting to have any kind of videographer to do a wedding or any kind of event, you need to call Chad at 828-429-5148. The ball was punted away by number 52. 62, I'm sorry. I don't have his number. I don't have his name on the thing. I could have told you 52.
Right. Yeah.
We'd have made it like it
we have an outdated roster is what it is.
Yes.
We don't have an updated
We don't have an updated roster. So here we go. The ball was punted and it stopped and was down at the 37-yard line of Blacksburg.
And that makes it a David Norris for District Attorney first down.
Yes, sir.
Paid for by David Norris.
So Blacksburg paired with Burton back. He takes and he hands for a jet sweep around the left end, and that was number 1 carrying the ball. I have no idea who that is, Coach. But now we have a timeout by the Trojans. So we're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back at WAGY Friday Night Football with Rick and Randy.
KTC Broadcasting.
Hey, when it's time to start looking for another vehicle, come and experience the difference and selection at Carolina Auto Finance. We're a family-owned and operated business for over 20 years. When you shop with us, you're not just buying a car, you're joining the family. Whether your credit is great, not so great, or you're just getting started, we've got options for you. We'll work with multiple lenders. We offer gap coverage and warranty contracts because buying a vehicle should feel good today and tomorrow. For honest service, affordable options, come see us at Carolina Auto Finance, where the deals are real and the people are even better. Lowe's Boulevard, Forest City.
Welcome back to Chase High School here as the Trojans are up 14-0 on the Raymond James Financial scoreboard, and it's with 1:21 remaining in the Meeple-Bleto second quarter and the end of the half. They have the Blacksburg has the ball. It was 2nd and 7, and the Trojans just called a timeout so that they could possibly kill it and get the ball back. Ball's handed off from Burton all the way to number 5, Clark, up the middle, and he's hit pretty quick, and he may have picked up 2 yards there, which is going to look like it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 4.
Yes, sir.
So 3rd and 4. And we have another timeout. So we'll take another 30-second break and be back with Rick and Randy on KTC Broadcasting, WAGY 107.5 FM.
At Raymond James, we believe in the power of freedom. The freedom to invest in your future, to make choices that align with your goals, and to pursue success with confidence. Experience the freedom to invest, the freedom to make choices, and the freedom to pursue your success with our dedicated team. Contact us today. Raymond James, life well planned.
Welcome back to Allen Stadium here as the Trojans of Chase High School here are still on defense. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Blacksburg Wildcats. And we'll see if the Trojans can get the ball back and put any more points on the board if they can hold right here and force a punt. So we have number 11, Burton, back in shotgun with Clark in the backfield. He's flanked to his left. We have a slot to the right and split to the left. And a little swing pass out, and Clark catches it, and that boy's on the ramble. And he carries it all the way inside the 40-yard. Well, they're going to mark it at the 40-yard line. Not sure why, Coach, because he didn't even go down until he got out of bounds about the 36.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that, but the ball is marked there for a David Norris first down.
He's down right now too with an injury.
Yeah, he hit the ground hard, but he's up now and moving. He's coming off the field. That was just a quick timeout for the officials, and so they're running the coaches off from Blacksburg because they were bringing the water out and going to give everybody a little talk to. But the clock is running here on the Raymond James Financial scoreboard with Chase leading 14-0 over Blacksburg. And that has quarterback back out, and he throws the ball complete. And that looks like that was to number 1, and that was Phillips. And he takes the ball all the way inside the 35-yard line all the way down to the 31. And so that's going to bring up a 2nd and 2 for Blacksburg. As Burden takes the snap, he's preparing to throw again, and he's throwing the ball deep. And he does throw it deep, and it was nearly caught. He had a comeback on that one.
And he run over the top of the Chase player.
He did. He really actually got over him. That looks like Wingo playing corner over there on that side. Wingo's an outstanding ball player, but he's giving up probably, it looks like 6 inches
at least
to that receiver.
plus the helmet.
Yes, sir. And so
it's great coverage off of it. It's just
he was right there on him.
Just the guy was big enough to reach across the top of it.
Absolutely, and he reached over and he almost caught the ball.
Yeah. I think Wingo slapped it away at the last second.
So it looks like we've got a Carolina Auto Finance penalty, Coach, coming up with 26.5 remaining on the Raymond James Financial scoreboard. And we see if we can get a read on this. That's going to bring up a 3rd and looks like about 19 yards. Or at least, 16. So that brings up a 3rd and 16 with 26.5 remaining. Ball's handed off to Clark.
Got a
penalty. And he carries the ball up inside the 40-yard line. But there is another Carolina Auto Finance penalty flag on the field. That's holding against the Wildcats.
Make sure you go by and see Darren at Carolina Auto Finance. He has your dream car on the lot.
19.9 remaining in the Meeple-Blito second quarter and in the first half, and that's going to have on the Raymond James Financial scoreboard. They're marking them back again, Coach. It's still 14-0 favor of the Trojans, and that was holding. That was all the way back to their own 44. I don't even want to estimate how far that is.
You can't say 3rd and Sandy much. It's got to be a 3rd and Spindale.
Yeah,
now.
It needed to be another penalty to be that far. So here we go. Hand off to Clark, and Clark's out to the left side, and he's bounced it, and he's all the way back to the 45-yard line of the Trojans, and he goes out of bounds. I thought.
No, he didn't.
They've stopped it now.
Chase had a timeout?
Chase had a timeout with 4th down. That's interesting.
It is.
They actually might have a little bit more time than that because when he went down, they were calling timeout.
Well, that should have been about 12 seconds then.
Well.
Or 8.
Well, I would think that they had, it's 1.8 up there. Yeah. So I'm thinking that they had maybe 3 seconds that was still up there. But I don't think they're going to add any time.
I just looked up when you said he's out of bounds, and it's about 8 seconds left then when that happened.
Okay. So at least I thought he went out of bounds. He looked like he did, Coach. So they're debating out there. And
they may be going to try to block it.
And so it might be trying to make a defensive play. So here we go. Trojans coming back on defense, and we now have the appears to be the offense staying on the field for the Wildcats. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. So here we go. 2 backs to the side. He takes the ball back, and he's running backwards, and then he downs it after the clock runs out. That's interesting, Coach. I've never seen that actually performed, especially in high school. But that was the quarterback, Burton, number 11 for the Wildcats. He turned and ran toward the scoreboard, and when he saw it hit 0-0, he kneeled down and took a knee and made sure that there wasn't going to be giving the ball back to the Trojans.
Guarantees they don't block the punt. That's true.
So that is the end of the half in the second quarter of Meeple-Bledo second quarter. And that brings us to the point of where if you are, Coach, help me out here. Your favorite Meeple-Bledo flavor, no huddle required. Order online at meepubs.com. And we're going to take a 3-minute break and be right back as the Trojan band is setting up to put on an outstanding show here at halftime. And we'll talk about what has happened in the first half and look at projections of what they might adjust for. And we'll be right back with like I said, in 3 minutes at WAGY 107.5 FM and KTCBroadcasting.com. And if you are interested in seeing this live, it is on YouTube at Waggy Radio Forest City. And if you will get on there, you can see the game being projected live. And you'll still have to put up with our voices, but the game will be live and you'll be able to see it if you could not make it down here. So we want to promote that for KTC Broadcasting. And we want to thank Chad Medford for all that he's doing. Remember, if you got any VHS or DVD or a video file, give Chad a call at 828-429-5148.
Call Wilson Septic Service for bad smells or slow drains. They're the company with the most experience keeping systems clean and customers happy since 1962. From septic pumping, inspections, repairs, installs, and holding tank rentals. Wilson Septic Service does it all, fast and affordable. Remember, avoid flushing sanitary pads, flushable wipes, know your tank's location, and never build or plant anything on your tank or drain field. Call 828-245-9387. Wilson Septic Service, number 1 in the number 2 business.
If you're looking for a great deal on a late model vehicle, come see us at L&L Auto Sales in Ellenboro, where salvage title rebuilds mean serious savings. We specialize in clean, reliable late model rebuilds that look and drive like new for thousands less than retail. Whether it's that SUV you always wanted or that diesel truck, come see what's in stock. Check the Facebook page. Call Alex Ledbetter to see what L&L Auto Sales may have for you. 828-447-0181. Listen up, folks. Let me give you some good advice. For home building projects, Henson Building Materials in Forest City is where the pros go for a good reason. Henson's has #1 grade lumber of all kinds, including treated lumber, plywood, tools, roofing, cabinets, windows, and doors. Everything you need for your project, large or small. Delivery same or next day. Take my advice and go to Henson Building Materials. You'll hit the nail on the head. 177 Duke Street, Forest City. Vote David Norris, District Attorney, March 2026. A Rutherford County native, David Norris has 30 years of legal experience with nearly 23 in the District Attorney's Office as an Assistant DA. David has proven his ability to fight and prosecute difficult cases. David Norris is a veteran of 16 years serving in the U.S. Army. If you believe that our criminal justice system needs change, vote David Norris, District Attorney, March 2026, paid for by David Norris for District Attorney.
Looking to refresh your wardrobe and make a difference in your community? Visit the Rutherford County Habitat for Humanity Clothing Center. Discover fantastic deals on clothes, jewelry, luggage, and shoes, all while supporting a great cause. Every purchase helps provide safe, affordable housing for families in need. Shop today and uncover unique finds that make you look good and feel even better. Visit 269 West Main, Forest City, or call 828-299-3118.
Ready for a career change, new skills, or finishing what you started? Now's the perfect time at Isothermal Community College. If you live in Polk or Rutherford County, your education could be free with a Powers Promise or Next NC Scholarship. Explore programs in healthcare, skilled trades, IT, business, and more with little to no cost for qualifying residents. Fast-track options like truck driving and EMS get you working quickly. With flexible schedules, online classes, and strong support, your dream is within reach. Visit isothermal.edu or call today to learn more.
That could be happening in your backyard with a stop at Pool Supplies Unlimited in Allenboro. Pool Supplies Unlimited specializes in above-ground pools, and they carry products for in-ground pools. Plus, see their selection of hot tubs in stock. Get free water testing, and they have all of your pool chemicals. So dive in now to Pool Supplies Unlimited, 125 East U.S. Highway 74 Business in Allenboro. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, Saturdays from 9 a.m. till 12 noon. Closed on Wednesday. Call 828-453-8081 and like them on Facebook too.
Bears football and cool nights by the fire. The drop-in stores have you covered. Right now, get Prime and Prime Energy drinks, 2 for $4. 20-ounce Cokes and 16-ounce Monster drinks, buy 2 and get 1 free. 6 packs of Coke products, 2 for $6.50, and the list goes on and on. And check out the deli specials. Chicken biscuits, $2.99. Chicken strip baskets, $5.99. You'll fall in love with all these fall specials at your nearest drop-in. Check them out today. Drop-in food stores, your hometown convenience store since 1981. Homestead Plumbing hopes you're enjoying the summer heat safely. Yes, it's officially summer. Time to plan for longer days and shorter nights. Maybe it's time for you to go plumb crazy and get that outdoor kitchen you've always dreamed of. Or get an outdoor shower for the patio. Or get that yard hydrant closer to the garden. Remember, preventative maintenance can avert a catastrophe this summer. But if you have a...
Hey, welcome back to Chase High School as we're here watching the band do an outstanding performance here. And we want to welcome back Michael Henderson here as being the band director. He had taken some time away and stepped over to the middle school and was running an outstanding program. But things worked out where he could return back to the high school. And I know he's got them doing some excellent things, Coach, because when he was here before, matter of fact, his first year here was when my daughter Maggie was the senior, and they took over, and he did some great things, and it got better every year. So my hat's off to the Trojan band, and I'll just go ahead and throw you under the bus here, Coach, because I used to be part of it. I used to sit up there. Well, you know, they need to just load up sometime and have the band here, and because using the field and practicing and all that stuff, we was having conflicts with the time. We said, well, they just need to have the band here to see how many people show up. And then when I went to a band competition, for my daughter was going, and it was on a Saturday, and we went to Eastburg, Coach. You couldn't find a seat.
It was packed.
It was packed, and the bands were there. That's all it was there.
I understand.
And it was packed. We would have loved to have been able to play in front of that. Matter of fact, the only time that I've ever seen anything that amounted to that was actually when we played y'all, and you came up to Forest City, to East Rutherford, and you were a senior and I was a junior, and y'all beat the breath out of us. But it was packed.
It was packed.
I mean, that place was packed before we ever went to get dressed.
It reminded you of a Shelby and Crass game right there.
It was. That's probably the most people I've seen in a ball game at East Rutherford ever.
Well, we are here at the halftime show with the Farm Bureau of Rutherford County, managed by Matt Lauder, with his agents you can trust and rely on. Coach, you know, it's been a great ball game.
It has.
But it's been marred with a lot of penalties both ways. And there again, it's still young in the season, but after a couple of scrimmages and at least 1 or 2 games under your belt, it's time to get rid of some of these penalties without question. So it's, of course, Chase is doing a great job as far as they started out quarterback throwing a little high, dropping a few balls and these things like that. But Wingo kind of come in and put a spark for them, and then everything started settling down. As far as Chase's defense, they give some open holes early on, and then they started settling down a little more as time went on through.
Yes, sir, I agree with you. And Blacksburg, they had some success early, and then it was kind of like they forgot what they were doing, or I can't tell you if it was because that Chase all of a sudden started playing better defense and got more aggressive, or if they just weren't being as aggressive on the offensive line.
Could be a little of both, but Chase did get a lot more aggressive, I mean, they started moving the linebackers and the safeties and everything in a little more, making things happen.
Yes, sir. So we are here, and I'm looking to see if we've got any scores. Took my phone forever. It has our score, 14-0 from Raymond James scoreboard, and 14-0 over Blacksburg. Chase is, and I'm looking here. Polk County is trailing Blue Ridge in Greer, South Carolina by 21-7 at the half. Robinson Bulldogs from Concord, North Carolina, are up on AC Reynolds in the second quarter, 34-14. That's a first quarter, so I'm not going to even mention it. At the half, Owen is leading Patton 8-0, and it has here with Crest and Asheville playing here down in Shelby. Crest is leading in the second quarter 27-0 over the Asheville Cougars. South Point is up on TC Robertson by a score of 22-0. And we have Bandy's and Kings Mountain tied at the half at 14 each, which has now Burns is in the second quarter in Lawndale. They're 39-0 over East Gaston. And I'm looking to see if we have anything else there, Coach. West Lincoln at the halftime is leading Bessemer City by a score of 14-7. Freedom is up in the second quarter, 28-8 over East Burke. Rosman is leading East Henderson by a score of 14-3. Lincolnton is leading 14-0 over Cherryville in the second quarter. And that's about it that I have right now. Coach, we're going to take another break, and we're going to be gone for 3 minutes approximately. And we want to thank everybody for listening to us here for the halftime show from the Farm Bureau of Rutherford County, which is managed by Matt Lauder with agents you can trust and rely on. And we'll be back at WAGY 107.5 and KTCBroadcasting.com in 3 minutes.
Hear that? That's a big old Massey Ferguson getting ready for another day of work. And it could be you. Phil Sheehan at NC Tractor and Farm Supply in Rutherford invites you to head in and take advantage of up to $2,000 off select Massey Ferguson models with a cash payment. Or you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months and ask about rebates from $500 to $2,000 on select Bobcat mowers, or get 0% financing up to 48 months. NC Tractor and Farm Supply, 299 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford, online at nctractorandfarmsupply.com. Service, dependability, value, fast delivery, and more, all during the Labor Day all-month long sales savings event at Kimball's Furniture in Forest City. Big lift recliners only $6.99. Sofas and love seats are $4.49 each. Reclining love seats are $7.49. And get ready for some football with a big 55-inch TV for $5.99. Labor Day savings all month long at Kimball's Furniture, 207 East Main Street, Forest City. No matter if you drive a classic or a brand new car or a so-called stump jumper or a tractor or lawnmower, you can always count on Tri-City Tire on Daniel Road in Forest City to keep you on the road. See them for your next set of tires, and they have the new top-of-the-line, state-of-the-art Hunter tire equipment, and they feature fast, friendly service. So if you're feeling flat, head to Tri-City Tire at Tri-City Outdoor Power Equipment, located at 221 Daniel Road, Forest City. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Yes, it's hot outside. That's why we suggest coming to the air-conditioned showroom at Tri-City Outdoor Power Equipment in Forest City and check out the red-hot deals on Bobcat mowers for homeowners and commercial. And right now, select Bobcat mowers are up to $2,000 off. Ask about their financing options. It's more affordable than you think. See Tri-City Outdoor Power Equipment, 221 Daniel Road, Forest City. Online at tricityoutdoor.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
Big game, big appetite. Swing by Mi Pablito for the ultimate victory. From sizzling fajitas to over 100 mouth-watering dishes, we've got you covered no matter your craving. How about fried ice cream, brownies, and funnel cake fries that will score big with your sweet tooth? Come see us at Rutherfordton and Forest City or order ahead at mepubs.com. Stay connected on Facebook and Instagram too at Mi Pablito Mex, because good food is always worth cheering for.
There's a lot of advantage packed into your Ingles Advantage card. For starters, you get great discounts and advantage pricing throughout the store. You build up fuel points to save big money at the pump. You can link it to a school of your choice to reward them with supplies they need. You get weekly sales alerts on items you buy the most when you sign up for Advantage Mail, and even special perks around the holidays. So get the advantage with your Ingles Advantage card. Ingles, we're with you every step of the way.
At Fountain Electric, we believe every home deserves exceptional electrical service. We are trustworthy, reliable, and hassle-free. Integrity and customer focus are the main values that guide us. We aim to build lasting relationships with homeowners based on respect and mutual trust. Fountain Electric, lighting your home, elevating your life. Contact us today.
Blue 42! Blue 42!
Unlike football, life doesn't take a timeout, and anything can happen at any time. Unfortunately, anything isn't always a good thing. You need auto and life coverage and agents. There for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You need North Carolina Farm Bureau insurance. Timeout? Not even in our vocabulary.
Rutherford County Farm Bureau is at 153 Reservation Drive, Spindale. Call 828-287-2428.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
Hi, can I get a...
Get in the McDonald's.
Ooh, can I get a...
Yeah, can I get a...
Go, Bubba, go!
Pick me! No, pick me!
Hey, can I get a...
10-piece chicken McNuggets.
Leave no leaf unturned with the new Husqvarna leaf blower from Hardin Rentals and Sales in Forest City. Now take $50 off the Husqvarna 230i leaf blower, now $269.99, and price includes battery and charger. And trim it up with a Husqvarna 220iL string trimmer, now $50 off, still priced at $279.99. Save $2 on commercial and residential mowers by Skag and Husqvarna. And they have roll-off dumpsters. Get yours today at Hardin Rentals and Sales, 365 Oak Street in Forest City, online at hardin-rentals.com.
Kohl's Carpet and Flooring since 1989 has been family owned and operated, providing affordable quality flooring. Kohl's has a huge showroom full of colors and styles, including water-resistant luxury plank vinyl and water-resistant laminate flooring. Quality hardwood by Bruce, carpet by Mohawk and Shaw, all price ranges. Flooring that'll look great for years to come. Kohl's offers free quotes and professional installation. 196 Chase I Road, Forest City. Visit Kohl's Carpet and Flooring soon.
All of us have those old VHS tapes that contains precious memories of our families. Why not let Chad Medford of Chad's Video Service preserve those memories by putting those old tapes on DVD or creating a digital file video? Call today at 828-429-5148.
We'd like to welcome you back to the halftime show here. The Farm Bureau of Rutherford County sponsors, and the Trojans are warming up, and Blacksburg just finished, and they've gathered on the sidelines, and we're getting ready here at Allen Stadium to begin the second half. Since Chase deferred in the first half, that means that the Wildcats are going to be kicking off the Trojans here to start the second half. The Wildcats are on our left here to start the third quarter.
And the Trojans are facing the scoreboard,
which is on our right. And that's
yes.
the Mi Pablito third quarter, Coach.
Right.
That's why I was tapping you on the back.
I was looking at what's coming up on there, and I thought you was talking off the other.
No, sir. No, sir. We're trying to give them props here for the quarter.
I got it. And also, right now, starting the second half, it's 14-0 Trojans on the Raymond James Financial scoreboard.
With no time off the clock here. It's preparing. That is number 25 kicking, and he has done a little pooch kick in the air, and he thought that was going to be received and returned, but that looks like that was number 7, and for the Trojans.
Yes.
Which, what did I do with my roster? And that's Little John. It went through his arms and hit the ground. And, Coach, they were closer than what I thought they were going to be to the ball.
Close, very close.
He got the ball covered, but that brings up a David Norris for district attorney first down for the Trojans, starting at their own 34-yard line. And so here we go. We've got number
deep.
1, the quarterback, throwing it deep, and he's got a man open, wide open, and he hits him in stride, and that is Tipton, complete to number 2, it appears. Is that 2 or is that 4, Coach? Can't make it out there.
Got to get away from him. That is number 3, Coach.
That is number 3. That is Bryson McSwain for the touchdown, and that is a Fountain Electric touchdown, providing electrical services and contracting across the region.
66-yard touchdown.
So that brings us now to McGinnis is coming back in to attempt the extra point after.
You know, Coach, they've had that open a couple of times in the first half. It's just a situation not getting the ball with enough lead on it.
Absolutely. But he hit him dead in stride. Beautiful pass. Beautiful
Any
pass.
more behind him, they would have caught him. Any more in front, he couldn't catch.
Snap, hold. Up, it's a fake. It's a fake, and he has thrown it, and it is caught for the 2-point conversion. And I can't make that number out, but that is now going to bring the score to 23.
Number 99.
23 for the Trojans. I'm sorry, 22. 22 for the Trojans, and the Wildcats 0 from the Raymond James Financial scoreboard. So we're going to keep it right here because they're already set up to start the kickoff here for the Trojans, and we're just going to stay right here. So that pushes the score up 22-0. That's exactly, Coach, what you want to do starting the second half.
That's right.
You want to come out, if you got the ball, you want to score.
Grab all the momentum right then.
If you're on defense, you want to stop them in 3, get the ball back, and drive down and score. So that was a statement right there.
The penalty.
So I did not catch that penalty.
I did not either. It must be unsportsmanlike. 15 yards.
Unsportsmanlike against Blacksburg, and that's a Carolina Auto Finance penalty against the Wildcats from Blacksburg. So that brings the ball all the way to the 45-yard line of Blacksburg, and McGinnis is preparing to kick off. There are a lot of things you can do here. You can just kick it deep and let them start at the 20, or you can pooch that thing, or you can onside kick, or I don't know.
Pooch it in the corner. Like right now, he could pooch it over to the right corner.
Coach is a gambler now, I'm telling you, but he kicked it deep. And that ball goes all the way.
To the 1, yeah.
Yep, it kicked it to the 1, and it rolled into the end zone. That will be a touchback. And McGinnis, he got a good leg on that one, Coach.
He did.
And so that means that the Wildcats are going to start from their own 20-yard line with a David Norris for district attorney first down. That ball is near the right hash. Like I said, they're on our left, moving to the right, and they're headed toward the field house. And we have the Trojans here defending the field house, facing the scoreboard. So we're coming out with a slot, tight slot to the, or twin set almost, to the right. But the ball is snapped back to Tipton, and he hands off to number 5, Clark. And that was Burton who handed it off, number 11. And he handed it
pick up about 2 yards.
That's going to bring up 2nd and 8. So now we have a true slot to the left, split in to the right.
Nasty H-back in the right
H-back
side.
to the right side, yes, sir. Ball's handed off to Clark again, and he's up inside, and he's carried across the 30, and he's still rolling, Coach. He's broken free, and he's on the move, and he's got a runner out there to block. and he carries that ball to the end zone. But there is that nasty Carolina Auto Finance penalty flag on the field.
That would have been a 76-yard run.
Yes, sir. That was an outstanding job by that young man.
Yes, and the C parted right there. He got hit when he was 5 and 10 yards downfield, but the defensive line was parted off the snap. It was pretty bad.
When he hit those couple of people that hit him,
yes,
he hit them hard.
He ran
and
over
kept
him,
running, and then they just kind of bounced off of him, and he kept going and carried it the distance. But it appears that ball's coming back.
Yeah, this penalty's at the 36-yard line. Let's see.
Well, you know, there's 2 flags down, so I'm not really.
Yeah, if this is against Blacksburg back here, Chase will take it.
He's head referee is now discussing with Coach Sosby what is going on and what he decides to take.
Foul. Helmet to helmet.
Wow.
Declining it.
They decline 1.
Pushing it back.
They're taking blocking the back, and so they're marking off. I think that's a 15-yarder, isn't it, Coach? And he's got the mark right there. Yeah,
okay.
He's holding the flag. That's where the one was,
right.
The other, and he declined the one that was further down the field. It's going to bring him back all the way back to the 26-yard line of Blacksburg, which is going to bring up a 2nd and 5, it appears. And so they're still not in bad situation.
No,
they're still not in a bad situation. 2nd and 5. So after getting penalized all those yards, because I mean he carried it 70 what yards?
76 yards.
Yeah, 76 yards for a touchdown. So we have Burton back, take it, but in motion is Clark, and we have another penalty, false start by the Wildcats.
Coach, look behind you right here. We got our brother right here, Bob Burris.
Yes, sir. Coach Burris, how you doing, sir? It's good to see you, too.
Bob's had some health problems lately, and I'm glad to see him up walking around.
That's another 5 yards back, so that's going to take it back to a 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats. And we're prepared here for the clock is rolling with 10:23 remaining. And so ball snapped back to Burton, and he throws a little screen underneath. Now that one could have actually been picked off by one of the linemen. It was very close. So
that was 50, yes, and he hit it with his hand. He could have caught it.
Yes, sir. And number 50, let me get that name. I know Mama would want to hear it. Jalen Backus almost had the pick off, and that would have been a pick 6.
It definitely.
Even
with the lineman catching it.
I know it would. There was no way they were going to catch him. He could have been gone.
They got trips over here to the right.
We got trips stacked up too. And so he's back to throw, and he throws inside to number 21, complete. Only problem with that is way short of the sticks. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and about 4.
And number 1 was wide open over here. If he'd read the right one, he probably got a first down out of that.
So Blacksburg's going to have to make a decision, and I think they decided they will punt the ball away.
Probably the good decision.
Yes. I mean, you still have 9:47 left in the Meade-Polito third quarter. Yeah. So you don't want to make injury, insult to injury, as
That's
they
right.
say. So here we go. The score on the Raymond James Financial scoreboard is 22 for the Trojans and 0 for Blacksburg. Punter's back to kick, and that's a fake, and he snaps it short. And number 8 is off to the races, buddy. He is down to the 50-yard line, and he takes it all the way. Who is that number 8, Coach? He takes it all the way to the 49-yard line of the Trojans.
Is Landon Ellis.
And that is a David Norris for District Attorney, first down. Vote 2026, paid for by David Norris.
So much for doing the smart thing and punting.
I know. They really listen to us, and it's a good thing they don't.
There again, the touchdown that was called back was run across that side again, and they kind of had us outflanked, and we didn't. We didn't have the corner.
They saw something that they could take advantage of.
Sweeping this way.
All right,
now.
here we go. It's a jet sweep to number 2.
Flag again.
Number 2 is Smith. and he carries the ball all the way up to near the 45-yard line. Trojans
holding against the Wildcats.
That's holding again by Blacksburg Wildcats. So they're going to take them back 10 yards. They're in the same boat that Chase was in earlier in the first half, starting there with 1st and 20.
Right.
Hard to get behind the sticks like that and make that ground up, but it can be done with those runs that they've been having.
Right. Well, right now, Chase has got to get more of the perimeter coverage as far as sealing the outside. They're letting them get outside, even though the inside linebacker is coming to make a big hit right there, but it's going to be about 4 yards downfield.
Yes, sir. Well, but the thing I'm thinking now, if I'm thinking in terms of Blacksburg trying to be successful, they kind of found a home on the left side of the field.
Got two backs back
I'd
there.
be hitting it hard until they stopped it. So here we go, a little swing pass out to Clark. And Clark is carrying that ball all the way past the original line of scrimmage, and it looks like we got a couple of flags flying there. I don't know what that is. That's a dead ball foul for sure, because he had gone out of bounds and picked up like 2 yards approximately inside of the new line of scrimmage, so that would have been bringing up a 2nd and 8. Right. But we're going to have to see what happens here.
Right now the problem this second half on defense is tackling, Coach. When he caught the ball on the swing, Chase had a guy within a yard of him and didn't make the tackle. And then another guy missed a tackle about 2 yards down, and he just kept going.
Well, Coach, that one turns out it's going to be against the Trojans, but here's what I see on the other flip side there is that number 5 is running a whole lot harder than he did in the first half.
Yes, he is.
He's running, and he's a big kid.
Yeah.
He's a big young man, and I'm telling you, he's running that ball hard. I'd hate to have to try to tackle him. I'm telling you that.
With your hip,
it don't matter it don't matter if I was in my best shape. I'd hate to have to try to tackle him.
They have gone.
I wouldn't be very healthy afterwards.
Yeah.
All right, now the ball is handed off to number 17. It appears there, Coach, for Blacksburg, and he carries the ball for about 7.
That's Gage Lee. Yeah, they've gone to split backs now.
Yes, sir.
And they're going to give a kind of a
and
counter.
You know what? That gives them a better advantage of what they were doing before.
Right.
But that's 2nd and 3rd. And don't get me wrong, I'm pulling for our hometown
Oh,
Trojans,
definitely, no question.
But you want to see a game that's played well.
Right.
And we've talked about that before. It sounded like maybe we were pulling for somebody else, but no. We just want to see a good game. Oh.
No.
That might not be such a correct
Close
call.
Yeah, it's
quarterback kept the ball, number 11 Burton, and he came and he started to slide. And as he started his slide, that would actually taken him close to being about a 3rd and 2. He barely picked up any yardage, but as he was sliding, he got hit. Right. And they're talking about it right now, and it looks like it's going to be a 15-yard penalty against the Trojans. And it does. It takes it all the way down to the 13. So it didn't really turn out to be. It was like half the distance.
And you can't argue he was sliding.
No,
but
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
it was kind of questionable whether you throw it or not.
We were in the air trying to make the tackle when he
single back sliding. Now. And we have Burton back. Now, I'm sorry, there were 2 backs there. I just couldn't see
I didn't see the other one either.
They handed off to Clark, and he
Picked up
carries
about
the
3
ball.
or 4.
Carries it down to the 10-yard line is what they're marking it at. And he needs to get to right inside the 5-yard line to pick up a 1st down. Or really the 4-yard line right inside of it. So 2-back set. Number 7 flanked to the left, and number 5, Clark, flanked to the right. So they stopped action for a second just to make sure that the clock was stopped. Ready to go. Ball's handed off now to Clark, and he's zigzagging inside, and there's a pile of them moving. That'll almost look like the tush-push kind of situation.
Which is not legal in high school.
No, it's not. But they weren't low down like that.
No.
That just kind of formed into that big scrum.
It did.
So
it'll be 3rd and about 4. Short 4.
Here we go. Blacksburg's making their best threat to score right now. with 6:39 remaining in the Meeple-Bledo third quarter. So Burton back ready in the shotgun. Oh, we had some movement in the backfield. Back started to go. If he would have kept going, then he would have been all right, but he stopped, and then that made it illegal procedure. So that moves the ball back 5 yards, and that is a Carolina Auto Finance penalty.
Make sure you go by and see Darren Vassey for the car of your choice.
Yes, sir, right there at the Lowe's Boulevard in Forest City. So in motion. And he gets set up over for trips, and the ball snapped back, and it's handed to number 17 up inside. And who was that number 17, Coach?
I think that was Lee, Coach.
Lee?
Yeah. Yes, Gage Lee.
Gage Lee carries the ball down near the 5-yard line. Well, they're actually marking it at 7, I think.
Is that going to be 4th down?
I didn't see a flag, but they're calling something. They're calling face mask, and that's a Carolina Auto Finance penalty against the Trojans, and that brings the ball down now. Shouldn't that be a first down,
Should
Coach?
be.
But they've got a third and just about a foot for a first down, and that was Carolina Auto Finance. It has your dream car on the lot, like new super sharp cars. Trucks and SUVs can be yours with a specialized financial plan in order to fit your lifestyle.
Now it's 4th and 1.
So, what happened, Coach?
Faked the dive, quarterback rolled out and kept waiting for a screen, and Chase had it played well, and he finally threw it, and it's incomplete.
Incomplete pass. So, I was reading
I got
the commercial. I'm sorry. So here we go. With 4th and a foot. So we're going to see what the defense of Chase Trojans can do here. And we got a really big overload to the right, and that's handed off to Clark.
Touchdown.
And he takes it in for the touchdown.
That is a Fountain Electric touchdown, providing electrical services and contracting across the region. Also, they offer Fountain Auto. More at fountanelectric.com.
That brings the Raymond James Financial scoreboard to 22 for the Trojans and 6 for Blacksburg. We're going to go for the point after attempt here. I hadn't decided whether that's going to be a kick or whether it's going to be a 2-pointer yet.
I think they're kicking.
They're bringing the
yeah.
kicking tee out, so hopefully that's the indicator. We thought Chase was going to kick it a while ago, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Sure didn't. So we'll see what happens. That's number 25, Merritt, who is going to attempt a point after. Snap, hold, kick is up, and good. No, they called it no good. Wow. That brings us at 5:50 remaining in the third quarter, Meeple-Bledo third quarter, with the score 6 for Blacksburg Wildcats and 22 for the hometown Chase Trojans. We'll be back at 107.5 FM and KTCBroadcasting.com with Rick and Randy for football Friday night.
Celebrating 25 years in Forest City, Alliance Insurance Group has a goal to provide their customers with auto, property, motorcycle, business, health, and recreational insurance coverage that meets their needs at affordable prices. Alliance offers pay in person with a drive-through window or pay online or phone. Alliance is in the business of helping people. You'll save money, plus protect and preserve your financial future. See Alliance Insurance Group soon, located behind the mall, 130 Allendale Drive, Forest.
Serving the foothills for over 100 years, S&C Fuel Delivery, formerly Lutz Petroleum, is your reliable source for delivery of diesel, gasoline, propane, lubricants, and heating oil straight to your tank. Delivery available in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida. S&C Fuel is locally family-owned and veteran-operated, committed to keeping our community running, trusted by homeowners, farms, and businesses. Office located on Oakland Road in Spindale. Schedule your next delivery with S&C Fuel at 828-286-34.
Hey, welcome back to Allen Stadium. We're here live at the Trojans are leading for Raymond James Financial. Scoreboard 22-6 over the Blacksburg Wildcats here as the Wildcats travel from South Carolina to come up and for a contest here at the farm. So we had an injured Trojan on the field, and they got him up, and he's actually moving on his own right now, and that looks to be like number 50 something. Number 50, and we hope that he is going to be okay and be able to return to play here in a little bit. That was Jalen Backus, and so hopefully he'll be able to. It looks like he's moving pretty fine over there. I got a wind knocked out of him is all it was.
Coach, all right, now you're talking about you got a little mode going your way here. Do you onside kick it or kick it off and try to play good defense? Considering last time you kicked off, they big bomb on you in one play.
You know, that's a guesswork.
It is.
I'm not sure, Coach. I don't know. I would probably kick it off or do a pooch kick and try to hope we could do one or the other. Get the ball or something. They almost got the ball last time when he did the pooch kick. And he pooch kicked it again, and he kicked it out of bounds, which was really not good. So that's going to give him the ball at the 40-yard line. Isn't that right, Coach? Isn't that the rule, 40?
40 with a high school, yes.
Yep.
35 used to be.
Yep. It's 35 for college, right?
Yes.
So we're here at 40-yard line where the Trojans will have the opportunity to take over. Or they could make them kick it again.
I think they are going to make them re-kick it.
Okay, they're going to back them up 5. So the Trojans accepted the penalty, and they're going to back them up 5, and then they're going to kick it again. I don't know. No? Okay, they're calling it illegal procedure, and they're marking it back to the 35, and now they're going to kick again.
Well, if they pooch it again, it's going to be around the 45 anyway then, so, you know.
Well,
but you could lose it.
Well, I mean, and I know what Coach Sosby, kind of on the mind that he thinks is I want to be aggressive. I want to try to score.
Make a big play.
And if they get a favorable kick and he doesn't get his best kick, then they can turn around and return that ball all the way back because he probably has moved some of his better receivers over there to that side, and I think they're changing up where they're going to kick it.
They did.
Might be onside kick, too.
It's looking like the way the ball's set.
Here we go. We've got Merritt prepared to kick. He's got the ball in the middle of the field now, and he kicks it deep. But he kicks it to the left side, and the deep man does return it. And he's bringing it back inside, and he runs it hard across the 45 and knocks Blacksburg players backwards and carries it over there. But I know we got some laundry on the field again, Coach. I don't know what the penalty is going to be called, but that is a Carolina Auto Finance penalty. And you need to go by and see Darren Vassey. They're going to make you a deal on a fine used vehicle. So they have excellent quality vehicles on their lots. And that's unsportsmanlike on Chase. Now, surely they didn't call that against the runner.
I don't know.
For running over that guy.
The official.
That would be crazy.
The official pointed to somebody else. I don't know who was.
I hope so, because I don't know, because if they were calling that on the runner, I thought the runner could run as hard as he wanted to.
That's what I thought, too.
So here we go. We got Tipton back in the backfield with Wingo offset to his left, and that's Keontae Wingo, number 6. And he's been having a pretty good game so far. I don't know what the holdup is right now, but we're sitting here waiting for the officials to mark for play, and they just did. Ball snapped back to Tipton, and he's rolling the ball out to a bubble screen to the left side, and that ball was complete to number 0, Tyrell Johnson, and Johnson was hit immediately after he went past his first block, Coach.
Yes, he just the block was missed. Let's just put it that way. He had a lot of running room, if it hadn't been for that situation.
3-yard gain, which is going to bring up a 2nd and 7. All right, we're looking now. Tipton is getting the signals from the sideline. Wingo's getting his signals too. And we were missing a lineman, so we had to bring one in.
He pulled himself out just now. He was hurt. Nobody saw it.
So here we go. Tipton back, looking at his play chart on his wrist. Wingo moves to the right now. Trips to the right. Handoff to Wingo inside, but no! That ball's kept. That's an RPO, Coach. I'm telling you, that was a real RPO right there because that was such a good fake inside the Wingo. It fooled us and it fooled the defense. And then the quarterback's rolling, and once he sees penetration coming up at him, he slings the ball out. The only problem with it, they didn't complete the pass. So here we go. We've got a 3rd and 7 for the Trojans from their own 35. Tipton looking to get the call, and Wingo moves over from left to right. From right to left.
First I've seen high school true RPO.
Snap, back, and we have another one of those Carolina Auto Finance penalty flags on the field.
Make sure you go by and see the guys over on Lowe's Boulevard.
They'll take care of you. So procedure called against the Trojans. That marks it back 5.
Yeah, I think a wide out moved. I couldn't tell exactly. I think it's
so that's going to make it like 3rd and 12.
At least 12.
Ball's handed off to Wingo inside, and he's carrying like 3 players, and he goes all the way across the 35, which is going to bring up a 4th down there, and it appears to be we're back where we started a while ago with they're marking it as 3rd and 7. Well, they just gave him another yard. So 3rd and 6.
They're lining up in punt formation anyway.
All right. So. Preparing to punt the ball away to Blacksburg. And we have back there deep. That's number. You make that one out, Coach?
That wasn't that
for Blacksburg.
Looks like number 1, Phillips, I think it is.
Okay, that's Phillips back deep to receive the punt. I've not seen them catch one yet. Chase did, but I haven't seen them catch
another flag. That's another Carolina Auto Finance penalty. It's illegal procedure against Chase.
Wow, I was thinking how good they were doing about not having penalties, and then
except for this series, yes.
Yeah, it's gone crazy this series. And the ball is kicked and it's off, and the return man just backs up, and it rolls inside the 30-yard line. Coach, I'm sorry, I'm second guesser right here. I'm just going to say it the way I feel. Number 1. If he would have come on and caught that ball on the dead run, which he could have, he could streak down that sideline and maybe been all the way gone.
But they're giving the punter too much room. In other words, respect.
Yeah.
He's lining up about 40 yards back, and he's kicking about 27 yards, and it's rolling. So, he needs to come up a little more.
He does, and he could catch the ball on the move. As a matter of fact, the return man wants to do that every chance he can.
They are staying split backs.
Yes, sir. Staying in 2-back set. That's number
Isolation.
17 carrying the ball. And that number 17 was who, Coach?
That was Gage Lee.
Gage Lee carrying the ball over the left side. He takes it for about 7 yards, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and a short 3. So same thing set out there with Clark to the left and Lee to the right. So Burton takes the snap, and he hands off to Clark as he cuts from the left to the right side of the line of scrimmage, and he crosses over the 40-yard line out to the 4 that he's been hurt. So we're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back with Chase here with the Raymond James Financial Scoreboard. Chase leading 22-6 over Blacksburg. We'll be back on 107.5 FM with Rick and Randy for Football Friday Night.
Just like great teams are built on smart strategy, so are strong financial futures. At Freedom Financial Management, they help families, individuals, and business owners create winning game plans for retirement planning, investments, wealth building, and college savings. Start your winning financial game plan today. Freedom Financial Management. Play smart, live free. See your local financial advisor, Andrew Tisdale, at 269 North Washington Street in Rutherford. Call 828-980-7101 for Freedom Financial Management.
Welcome back to Allen Stadium here, as that was number 9, Caden Boyce, who was injured on the play. We really think it was he was okay, but then he had to go down. I think he was catching a cramp. But now they've come back, and that's a 1st and 10, a David Norris first down. Handed off to Clark from the 2-back set by Burton, and he carries the ball, bulls the ball all the way up near midfield. And they're going to mark it. Well, they're going to take it back because that turns out to be a holding call. Carolina Auto Finance penalty against Blacksburg, and that's going to bring them back and make this now a 1st and 20 situation. Those are always tough. So the Wildcats put themselves in a hole after they have scored the last time and got a little bit of momentum and got 6 points into the lead. So the ball is handed off to Clark after motion was carried out by number 17, Lee. And he brings the ball back near the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up like a 2nd down and a long 11. So here we go. We've got Burton up, and we've got Clark to the right, and Lee stacked behind him, and now he's going in motion out to the left. Throws a swing pass out to Lee, and Lee's off running, and he carries the ball to about the 48-yard line, 49. I think they're going to mark it on the 49, and that's going to bring up a 2nd, and it looks like a very long 2.
Got another player down.
Short 3.
What's behind the green door in Forest City? It's the most honest, reliable insurance company in town, Green Insurance. See Ryan Green, an independent broker whose first goal is to provide great customer service and save you money, and lots of it. Green Insurance offers Medicare Part C and D, plus supplemental policies from all the top insurance companies. Green Insurance can help with marketplace plans and calculate tax credits based on your income to save you money at the end of the year. See Ryan soon at Green Insurance, 179 West Main Street in Forest City. Look for the green door. Hey, when it's time to start looking for another vehicle, come and experience the difference and selection at Carolina Auto Finance. We're a family-owned and operated business for over 20 years. When you shop with us, you're not just buying a car, you're joining the family. Whether your credit is great, not so great, or you're just getting started, we've got options for you. We'll work with multiple lenders. We offer gap coverage and warranty contracts because buying a vehicle should feel good today and tomorrow. For honest service, affordable options, come see us at Carolina Auto Finance, where the deals are real and the people are even better. Lowe's Boulevard, Forest City.
No, he's not. No, not. Keep going. I see him. I was looking at the wrong spot. He's still down. Keep going.
At Raymond James, we believe in the power of freedom. The freedom to invest in your future, to make choices that align with your goals, and to pursue success with confidence. Experience the freedom to invest, the freedom to make choices, and the freedom to pursue your success with our dedicated team. Contact us today. Raymond James, life well planned.
Welcome back to Allen Stadium, as our injured player is still down on the opposite side of the field, laying right about the 50-yard line. and they moved the water bottles away. Not really quite sure what the indicator of what might be wrong, but he's still down, and we have an official over there checking on him also. Coach Sosby's walking over to check on him and see what's happening. So I tell you what we'll do. We'll take another break, and let's make it a 1-minute break, and we'll be right back with KTC Broadcasting and 107.5 FM, and that's with the Rick and Randy show. All I got to say. We'll be back in a minute.
Call Wilson Septic Service for bad smells or slow drains. They're the company with the most experience keeping systems clean and customers happy since 1962. From septic pumping, inspections, repairs, installs, and holding tank rentals. Wilson Septic Service does it all, fast and affordable. Remember, avoid flushing sanitary pads, flushable wipes, know your tank's location, and never build or plant anything on your tank or drain field. Call 828-245-9387. Wilson Septic Service, number 1 in the number 2 business.
Okay. It's still going to take 30, 45 seconds for it to snap it.
Welcome back to Trojan land here at the farm, and we're at Chase High School, and we have the injured player who has gotten up off the turf, and he's actually walking back, and that is number 42 for the Trojans, and I don't have that number either, Coach, so I'm not sure what the young man's name is, but he's moving slow over. I hope it was not something to do with a head injury. He's talking to them. They might be asking him those questions, but he's walking fine. It might be just a precautionary thing. So here we go. We got a 3rd and a long 2 for Blacksburg. Ball snapped back is handed to number 5, Clark, and he's carrying the ball, and it appears like he might have gotten the first down. So we'll see. They just acknowledged the fact that is a David Norris for district attorney. First down, vote 2026, paid for by David Norris. So that brings up now, they're down to the 48-yard line of the Trojans with the clock running with 1:09 remaining in the 3rd quarter. That's the Me Pablito 3rd quarter. And they have set up with a quarterback and two backs. A swing pass out to number 17, Lee, and he's tackled immediately once he crosses the line of scrimmage. So that's going to take it maybe for a yard gain. Number 2 going to bring up a 2nd and 9 for Blacksburg. Blacksburg's trying to hurry and get a play off because there's only like 35 seconds remaining here in the Me Pablito 3rd quarter. So here we go with as Burton takes the snap. He fakes the throw out to the right and keeps it and runs the ball all the way up for maybe another yard gain.
Coach, I think he was supposed to throw it, and saw that the safety come flying up there to make the interception.
I think so. I think you're probably right. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Wildcats. And the clock is ticking down right now, and it appears they're going to let it run out. And that's going to be the end of the Me Pablito 3rd quarter. Friday Night Football fans and Me Pablito. Now, that's a winning combination. That's the end of that 3rd quarter. And the Raymond James scoreboard is Chase Trojans 22 and the Wildcats from Blacksburg 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the start of the Me Pablito 4th quarter from WAGY FM.
If you're looking for a great deal on a late model vehicle, come see us at L&L Auto Sales in Ellenboro, where salvage rebuilds mean serious savings. We specialize in clean, reliable late model rebuilds that look and drive like new for thousands less than retail. Whether it's that SUV you always wanted or that diesel truck, come see us in stock. Check the Facebook page. Call Alex Ledbetter to see what L&L Auto Sales may have for you. 828-447-01.
Welcome back to Allen Stadium here at Chase High School, and we're preparing to start the 4th and final quarter. That's a Me Pablito 4th and final quarter, and if we're here with 22-6 lead on the Raymond James Financial scoreboard for the Trojans, and the Trojans have just flip side, it brings up a 3rd and 8 for Blacksburg. And we got motion by Lee out to the left. It handed off to Clark, and he bounces to the right. And that young man has a first down. That's going to be a David Norris for district attorney first down. And that takes the ball all the way down to the mark is going to be set at the 34-yard line. It was made by McSwain on the far sideline. So as now Blacksburg's driving from our right to left toward the scoreboard, and the ball is bounced back by number 17. Takes it inside the 30. They look like they're going to mark it on 30, which is actually about a yard loss.
But they had him for a 3-yard loss.
They
just
did.
Didn't.
They did.
They just kind of let him go. Well, not let him go. He drug him on in.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 11. I wouldn't hand that ball to him unless I had him fooled.
Yeah.
But
Five's
I'd hand it to 5. 5's going in motion to the right, and he's back, and now he's going to throw deep to a wide open receiver, and that's going to be a Fountain Electric touchdown by Blacksburg.
Yeah, Fountain Electric providing electrical services and contracting across the region. Also offering Fountain Auto and more at fountanelectric.com.
That makes it a 10-point game right there. And we now have the offense staying on the field because it's pretty evident they need to go for 2. Back to just a one-score opportunity. So 5 comes up and goes in motion to the right. The ball's bounced back. Quarterback keeps it, and he's kind of scrambling around trying to find his way. And he somehow, Coach, he slipped into that end zone. I thought they were going to knock him out at any time, but he found a hole and found a way. And so that brings the score now of Raymond James Financial scoreboard, 14 for the Blacksburg Wildcats and 22 for the Trojans. The Trojans are going to have to go back to work, Coach, and get some more offense going.
Got to get a little momentum going back their way because everything's going right now towards Blacksburg, and this would be a good time for an onside kick.
Yes, sir. I think they're coming out so fast right now, getting ready to kick, that we probably need to just stay right here or we'll end up missing this, and it could be a big play. So we don't want to miss informing you of something that happens that's important to the game. So that long pass right there that was complete, it looked like that long one that he threw.
They had double jets on that one, Coach, and actually the outside corner didn't stay with the outside guy, so the safety tried to cover both, and he couldn't do it.
That was probably the best pass that the quarterback's thrown all night long.
Great throw it was.
So here we go. We've got number 25, who is, I'm trying to find my sheet here, Merritt, who does a pooch kick to the far sideline, and it is caught. And he's bringing it up that sideline, and that appears to be like, is that number 5, Coach?
Probably was. I didn't. Number 7, Coach.
Number 7. Then that was Little John. Trajan Little John. So the offense for Chase returns back to the field. We've got trips to the right, and we have Tipton back at quarterback with Wingo offset to the left. That's number 6, Keontae Wingo. And it's handed to Wingo, and Wingo is hit immediately, but he bounces around, and somehow he found a yard, Coach.
That was a great run, and he was hit behind the line that time.
Yes, sir. That brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Trojans. The Trojans are still in the speed offense set.
And Blacksburg has changed their defense up a little bit. They are playing actually kind of a
little more aggressive.
Yeah, but on the secondary they're playing like a man zone, which means it's a little easier to pass on them, but they're trying to cover the – see, wing goes to us. They've got their contained man to the other side instead of this side.
Yes, sir.
Now they switch. Now
and that ball is swung out, and it is completed to number 4, Jason Harden, and that was out up to the 50-yard line progress. But there he is, the Carolina Auto Finance penalty flag on the field, which appears to be a face masking penalty.
Remember to make sure you go by and see Darren at Carolina Auto Finance for your dream car on the lot. Yeah, that had to be. Through the flag, it was only 3 Blacksburg players and Wingo, or the receivers, all there was.
So that was it, and that was Jason Harden on the reception. So it was face mask. It was a 15-yard penalty. Takes the ball all the way down to the 36-yard line of Blacksburg, and Chase is on the move now. So we have Tipton back. Wingo set to the left, trips to the left, and he's going to throw it to the single back, and he is open. And I tell you what, if number 21 made an awesome play, ball was a little short.
It was short.
It was a little short, but he made an awesome play to tip that ball away right at the last second before the receiver could make the catch. So as they come back to reset, Tipton's getting signals from Coach Sosby over on the sideline. And that was a good formation setup right there.
It was set up perfect, yes.
Because it was a one-on-one deal. They had somebody trailing trying to help out, but he wasn't there to cover. Wingo's handed the ball up the middle, and he's running like a bowling ball inside all the way down to the 20-yard line. That's going to be a David Norris for District Attorney. First down. Vote 2026. Paid for by David Norris. So here we go. Tipton's getting the signals now with a 1st and 10 for the Trojans, and they are on the 20-yard line ready to go in. So we can see if they can keep this going. The thing that's always important here when you get to the red zone is those mistakes.
Definitely. You got to have your mind, get your mind right now to make things happen. David Smith saying.
It's handed off to Wingo, and he's hit for a 1-yard loss. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 11. Well, actually, they're marking it like it's 2 yards. So 2nd and 12. Well, I'm not sure if that yard marker over there is right. Nah, he moved it.
You were right. He heard you, Coach.
I hear you. So Tipton's back. Wingo flank to the left, trips to the left, split to the right. Got man-to-man on the right.
You got 3 men.
You got an overload on that left on the left side. So Clark had to come out. He got a replacement there. He's been also, the running back has also been playing defensive line.
Right. You think they're going to try to stop Wingo from going left here?
Well, I would think so. Yeah, they're overloaded like crazy. They sent a blitz, and that was a sack by number 58 for Blacksburg. I can read their numbers.
Lane Rising.
Rising?
Rising.
Rising. So Rising on the sack, and that brings the ball all the way back to the 30-yard line. So that's going to make it should be 3rd down, 3rd and 20, as we say.
How much leg has McGinnis got? Do you get it 10 yards and give him a chance?
Well, I mean, that's the idea. So he's handed off to Wingo inside, and he carries the ball up to about the 27-yard line. That's going to bring it now. That was a 3-yard gain, so that's going to bring it up 4th and 17. Decisions. Same formation.
It would be a 42-yard field goal. That's
I think we probably need to do exactly what he's doing. He's back to throw, and Tipton rolls to his left, and he's got a wide open receiver, and he catches it, whether he's in bounds or not. Yes, he was. That is a Fountain Electric touchdown for the Trojans.
Number 4.
That was an awesome catch, an awesome throw, Coach. He saw him open. I was afraid he was going to get close to the line of scrimmage, but he didn't cross it. And he let the ball go and then it was questioned whether he was staying in the line or not, but he was. Officials signaled over here in the middle of the field, touchdown. So that now brings the score to 28. Now McGinnis has gone out to attempt the extra point. Snap down, and that is going to be no good. It might have got tipped there, Coach.
I think it did. I think
it got tipped there on the extra point. So we're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back with WAGY 107.5 for Friday Night Football.
Listen up, folks. Let me give you some good advice. For home building projects, Henson Building Materials in Forest City is where the pros go for a good reason. Henson's has #1 grade lumber of all kinds, including treated lumber, plywood, tools, roofing, cabinets, windows, and doors. Everything you need for your project, large or small. Delivery same or next day. Take my advice and go to Henson Building Materials. You'll hit the nail on the head. 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Welcome back to Allen Stadium here as the Trojans just completed scoring toss of about 27 yards.
Yes, sir.
And that ball was completed over into the left side. I did not get that number who caught the ball. I'm guessing, it was number 4, and number 4 is Jason Harden, who caught the touchdown pass. Now that actually they missed the extra point. I think it was tipped, but that brings the ball 28-14 on the Raymond James Financial scoreboard, and that makes it a 2-score game that they have to score to be able to at least tie it or go in the lead. So as the ball is kicked by McGinnis deep, it's kicked all over to number, trying to get that number there, who had the ball, 21, Coach, and
that would be, don't know.
Coach, he carried that ball. Shoot, he ran about 30 yards just to get it to the middle of the field. And there is a Carolina Auto Finance penalty against Blacksburg, and that's going to mark the ball back and take it to the 17-yard line. So that will be, they'll be starting from their own 17 with a David Norris for district attorney first down.
That was a pushing it back penalty.
First down. Used to call it clipping.
Clipping, yeah. It's only clipping now if you hit him below the waist.
I know. So Burton takes a snap. He hands to Clark, and Clark carries it up over the 20-yard line. That looks like a gain of 3 or 4.
Maybe 4, yeah, 4.
4. So we'll say 2nd and 6 on the safe side. Burton's still back. Number 17, Lee, comes back in with a 2-back set. Clark's to the left, Lee to the right. Ball's handed off to Lee. Lee takes it. And, you know, he had a hole if he would have kept running to the left. But he cut it back, and he ran right into the, the trash of the defense, and they were able to bring him down. It was a short gain, but it was enough to bring up a 3rd and 2. For the Wildcats. So here we go.
I really think the split backs is helping them out a little bit because Chase can't kind of find on one side,
I agree, Coach. And number 5 is still running hard. He's carried that ball all the way out past the 30-yard line, and that's going to be a David Norris for district attorney. First down for the Blacksburg Wildcats. So here we go. They mark it at the 31. Coach, what would you call right here? Now, they need to score in a hurry.
Yeah, that's it. They got to score pretty. Probably swing it after 5 if they can get it done. They keep faking. They're trying to get there. There's what they're doing, trying to fake it out. That's probably a penalty. It is, yeah. And
actually, him trying to come back and get the ball, that ball was intended for number 1 and Phillips. And as he started to make a break back, he actually ran into or Chase player ran into him, and they're calling pass interference on that.
What they're doing now, especially when it's in 5 out to the swing, they're pumping to him and getting the corner to come up and try to make a play, and that's what happened.
Yes, sir.
He was beat.
And that was a Carolina Auto Finance penalty. If you're in the opportunity to looking for a super sharp car, truck, or SUV, you need to come by and see Darren Vassey at Carolina Auto Finance.
They called it offensive pass interference.
Wow. Offensive pass interference? Wow.
Well, I don't know what's going on.
They've moved the ball back. They run it up here, and then they ran it back, and then they came back up here. So
15-yard penalty against us now.
Now it's against Chase. It is. So that brings the ball out to the 48-yard line of the Trojans, and I'm sorry, from Blacksburg. But that now they have the set. They've got Lee and Clark in the backfield with Burton hands off to Clark, and Clark is running. I'm talking about that young man may take it the whole distance.
Not with
but
Wingo.
No, Wingo brings him down from behind. But he brought him down at the 9-yard line of the Trojans. A heck of a run by Clark, Coach.
14-yard line.
And that was a heck of a play by Wingo, too.
He was on this corner on the backside.
Because he looked gone.
Yes.
And Wingo ran him down. So that's going to bring up a 1st and goal with the David Norris first down. Number 17 receives the ball. That is Lee, who takes it up inside to close to the 5-yard line. Looks like that's, I'm sorry, at the 10-yard line. They were on the 14-yard line. I missed 5 yards there somehow, Coach. So they're at the 10-yard line now. 2-back set. And there was a procedure as the ball was snapped.
Which that is a Carolina Auto Finance penalty. Make sure you stop by and see Darren on Lowe's Boulevard in Forest City for a good price on the car.
So here we go. They're marking it back, but that's actually just taking it back to the original line of scrimmage where it was marked at before on the 15-yard line. So now it's handed off to Clark. He's hit really low on the ankle, and then he carries it across the 15 inside to maybe the 13 or 14-yard line.
Flag again,
but
Coach.
there is another Carolina Auto Finance penalty. That's the part, it's frustrating as a fan is the continuous flags.
Right.
You have to clean that act up a little bit because when you keep hurting yourself.
Face mask against Chase.
And they had him stopped for just about a yard and a half gain. And now they face mask, and they've taken the ball down inside close to the 5-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 3 to bring up, and that ball's handed to Clark. They've got him, and they're rolling him back, and they stopped his forward progress. Being market, they're going to bring it down to now making like a 3rd and a yard and a half. So it's less than 2, but it's not quite just 1. So here we go.
Give it to him again.
I'd give it to him again if it was me, but here we go. We got motion back by number 1, and now it appears that the Trojans have jumped off sides. It looked like the person that was playing there over the center.
Right.
I know what Coach King would say.
Watch the ball.
You're on the ball.
How can you miss it?
Why can you miss it?
I think he's trying to say the center moving the ball because when, as soon as he did it, he started pointing it. The ball, I don't know. You never know.
But that makes it a 1st and goal. That's a David Norris for district attorney first down.
We're going to get a penalty right here.
So the Trojans are sending, they took out the offender of the penalty for being offsides, and now we've got a timeout, and that is a Raymond James Financial. Take a timeout and call on Raymond James Financial Services in Forest City. See Matt and Deacon Bright for experienced guidance for a life well planned. So let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back with Friday Night Football with Rick and Randy.
David Norris, District Attorney, March 2026. A Rutherford County native, David Norris has 30 years of legal experience with nearly 23 in the District Attorney's Office as an Assistant DA. David has proven his ability to fight and prosecute difficult cases. David Norris is a veteran of 16 years serving in the U.S. Army. If you believe that our criminal justice system needs change, vote David Norris, District Attorney. March 2026. Paid for by David Norrisford, District Attorney.
Welcome back to Chase High School here as we've got an interesting situation. The score is 28-14, 2-touchdown lead by the Trojans from the Raymond James Financial Scoreboard. And we have a David Norris first down by Blacksburg on the Trojans' 3-yard line. And ball is handed off to Clark, and Clark drags one defender into the end zone, and that's going to be a Fountain Electric touchdown, Coach.
That's right. Fountain Electric. They provide electrical services and contracting across the region. Also offering Fountain Auto and more at fountainelectric.com.
Okay, the kicker comes out, and that's number 25, Merritt, for Blacksburg, and he's prepared to attempt the extra point.
And that's probably a smart move right here because you don't want to.
Yep, you're making it 7. I mean, then you can go for 2 if you score again. Ball's fumbled on the snap, and the holder is running around in circles, and then he gets in a hurry. He looked like he was running around in a barrel there for a little bit because he didn't know whether to go right or left. And when he turned his back, that was it because he got flattened.
Nobody was helping him except for the guys in white out there.
Yep. So the point after is no good, so that's going to make the score 20 for Blacksburg and on the Raymond James Financial Scoreboard, and 28 for the Trojans. So we're going to stay right here because I think they're going to get this thing up and going pretty quick. Interesting situation here, Coach. What do? Do you onside kick this thing now?
Well, what Chase has been doing is moving the ball a lot, but a few series they've stopped them. So I would still, the way Chase is lining up on the kickoff return, I would pooch the thing, an onside pooch, not necessarily a squeal, but an onside pooch because Blacksburg's getting down there quick. And if they pooch it high, there's nobody in the corners to call the fair catch. So that's a good move right there, but just never can tell. I mean,
there's a reason why I ask you that, because actually there's enough time to kick the ball deep, stop in 3 plays, and then get the ball back.
If they stop.
But the way this game's been going right here, there's a penalty. You can run that clock out and never get the ball back again.
That's true. That is true.
Because they're giving another play, and the clock runs every time a play snapped. So we're going to see what happens right here. Merritt has the ball teed up in the middle of the field, and he's standing close to the ball right now. So I didn't know if he's just getting ready to just do a hack kick.
And Coach is bringing him up.
He looks like he's bringing onside kick opportunity.
He needs
here.
somebody back deep, though, in case he kicks it deep.
And he does a little pooch. And so they're coming hard, and that ball was caught by I want to say that was number 7, Coach. Little John.
It was.
And Little John received the ball. And it's not that I can see that number again. It's just the kid. He looks like the young man. I can see
like a big
his body type, and I'm saying, well, he's that far away. I can see it here, but over there I couldn't see it. So the Trojans line up in trips to the right with a single split on the left, which he's isolated man to man. I'm, throw it deep, Coach. I don't know.
But yeah, you need to get 2 first.
Yeah, you need to run some of the clock off.
He throws it. He throws it. Didn't get a touchdown. It's a great move.
But
the clock stops.
You hate to give away that touchdown.
Yeah.
They would take it back to 2 scores. He flips it out real quick to like a little hitch pass, and he picks up about 3.
Let that clock run down now.
And he stays in bounds. That was the key.
That's right.
Now the clock's under 3:30.
They can get it down to about 2:50 if they kind of milk it a little bit.
Yes, sir.
They're not going to, though.
So Tipton's up. He's ready to take the snap. We can go to the left. Trips to the right. Split to the left. Oh, that's a fumble snap there. Matter of fact, the ball just rolled back there.
Yes.
So it was just a bad snap. And
Blacksburg
quarterback Tipton had to cover the ball up at his own 40-yard line. So now that makes it tough on the Trojans. That's going to bring up a that'd be a third down. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Raymond James timeout right there. It's take a timeout and call Raymond James Financial Services Far City. See Matt and Deacon Bright for experienced guidance for life wealth plans.
Let's just stay here right now, Coach, because we've been taking a break. But let's stay here right now because this is getting interesting. Because the Trojans, if they don't pick up a first down, they're going to have to turn the ball over. And that what they did on the pooch would be a very good call.
Right. Which, I mean.
And that wasn't much different from what you said,
right,
too.
Right.
So,
the clock management, the thing about this is Chase snapped the ball just now with 22 seconds on I call it the shot clock, play clock. It's 22 seconds would have, like I said, took it down to below 250.
Yes, sir.
But they were set too quick, and I guess there's word about somebody moving or something like that, which would have been better because they would have had the ball 2nd and 10 instead of being 3rd and 15. So it's
Well, I'm thinking, you've got to have something where you worked on this in practice where you're saying, okay, well now we're going to wait, and within 12 seconds I'm going to give you the play. And now you do it.
Yeah.
And
what do you do here, though?
I know. You throw it deep and get it intercepted, or what? I don't know. But they do a little shovel pass underneath the Wingo, but Wingo's hit about the original line of scrimmage on the 47-yard line that he goes down where it's going to be marked, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 9.
Chase calls a timeout.
Chase has a timeout now.
Tuesday, Raymond James Financial timeout.
Actually, it's a 4th and 10 is where they marked it at. So we'll take a quick 30-second and be right back with 107.5 FM Waggy.
Looking to refresh your wardrobe and make a difference in your community? Visit the Rutherford County Habitat for Humanity Clothing Center. Discover fantastic deals on clothes, jewelry, luggage, and shoes, all while supporting a great cause. Every purchase helps provide safe, affordable housing for families in need. Shop today and uncover unique finds that make you look good and feel even better. Visit 269 West Main, Forest City, or call 828-299-3118.
Welcome back to Allen Stadium here as the Trojans are taking they just finished and taking a timeout. It's interesting to see what Coach Sosby has decided to do because it's 4th and 10, and they're lining up right now for the punt. And I think that's probably the best call.
Right. There's only 2:55 left in Maple Bideau fourth quarter.
And so here we go. That the Blacksburg Wildcats are trailing, and that ball is kicked deep. But I'm telling you that I don't think that young man that's back deep is going to catch anything.
But
he could have caught that ball right there.
He's the main receiver too.
Yes, sir, he is. I just think he doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself being able to receive it. So Blacksburg is actually 8 points down, which is a touchdown and 2-point conversion away from tying the score. With 2:46 remaining on the Raymond James scoreboard, Trojans leading by 8, and Blacksburg has the ball at their own 21-yard line. Ball snapped back is handed to Clark, number 5.
That's it.
And he's hit hard after maybe a 2-yard gain. And so that would, we'll have to see where they're marking it. I'm thinking it's a 2-yard gain.
That's what you want to see. They got put on his back when they made the tackle that time.
And the thing is that still makes the clock run.
Yes.
So here we go. We've got Clark in the backfield along with Lee, and Burton takes the snap, and he looks and throws the ball deep, and he throws it to number 2. And I'm going to tell you what, I think the guy on the outside, two Blacksburg receivers ran together about the 48-yard line of Chase, and I think that the outside receiver pushed off right as he started to take off, and they collided and the ball fell incomplete. Penalty flag on the field, and that's a Carolina Auto Finance penalty. Be interesting to see what this call is.
Which way he points at the end of it.
Yes, sir. Pass interference, and they have called that against the defense. I didn't see that, so.
Unless he was holding him and the guy pushed off. Yep, holding something out there.
Exactly. So that's going to give them a David Norris for district attorney automatic first down.
The clock stopped.
And with the clock stopped at 2:15 remaining in the Meade-Toledo fourth quarter. Stop play again as they just snapped the ball
before they marked it to play.
I don't think they had the chain set. So here we go. We'll try this again. Clock saying 2:14, but actually no play went off. So Burton's back. He takes the snap and he hands to Clark and he cuts to the right and he bounces out to the right. And I'm telling you what, the laundry on the field is continuous. There's another penalty flag on the field. I would suspect it from where it was thrown from in the backfield. Yes, sir. It appears to be. So that's going to be holding, and that is Carolina Auto Finance penalty. Go see Darren at Carolina Auto Finance. They're located on Lowe's Boulevard in Forest City. And so that's now going to bring it back to the 32-yard line, which it appears to be now like 1st and 15. Motion out to the left, and the ball's handed out to Clark. He's inside, and he's running burst across the inside of the 50-yard line all the way, could be right at the 45-yard line of the Trojans, marking it at the 46. They have 1:53 remaining. The clock is stopped while they're moving the chains, but they will start the clock right back as soon as they get set. And the ball now is handed off to number 5, Clark, and Clark carries it across the left side. That's going to be a tired young man tonight.
That's going to be close to a first down.
And that is, I believe, another David Norris.
Nope,
they marked it just barely short, and that's going to bring a second down, but that was a David Norris for district attorney first down that they were running from. So here we go with quarterback Burton taking the snap. He's prepared to throw, and he's back, and he throws it out wide to number 1.
Great move.
But the timing of that play and how far he had to throw it, because he does not have a really strong arm.
That was number 10. Great move on
He
that.
had time to recover when he saw that set up, and he hit him as soon as the ball was caught. They actually lost yardage on that play. But there is another flag on the play. That's Carolina Auto Finance penalty. That is holding against Blacksburg.
Clock should run because it was a complete pass.
So that is brought back, actually back to the 47-yard line of the Trojans, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 11. So 1:13 remaining. Ball's handed now to number 5, and he is carrying the ball inside the 45, but he's taken down immediately. And they're going to mark it on the 45 of the Trojans.
Yeah.
So clock is running, but nope, they called timeout with exactly 1 minute remaining, 60 seconds remaining in the Meade-Toledo fourth quarter. And we will take a 30-second break and be right back with, and that is a Raymond James financial timeout. I'll help you there on that one, Coach. KTC Broadcasting and WAGY 107.5 FM for Rick and Randy tonight in Friday Night Football.
For a career change, new skills, or finishing what you started, now's the perfect time at Isothermal Community College. If you live in Polk or Rutherford County, your education could be free with a Powers Promise or Next NC Scholarship. Explore programs in healthcare, skilled trades, IT, business, and more with little to no cost for qualifying residents. Fast-track options like truck driving and EMS get you working quickly. With flexible schedules, online classes, and strong support, your dream is within reach. Visit isothermal.edu or call today to learn more.
This is a big play here, Coach. We're back here at Allen Stadium. Big play here, 3rd down and 9 for Blacksburg in Trojan territory, and it's a big play for the Trojans. So here, as quarterback Burton rolls to his right, and he's prepared to throw, and he does. He completes it to number 1, and he carries the ball across the 35-yard line in Trojan territory. So that will be a David Norris for district attorney first down. And they are setting the chains. Clock is stopped until they set the chains. Don't know what the holdup here is by Blacksburg.
It might be disgusting because the Blacksburg coach runs all the way out almost to the hash, holler and spike the ball. And I don't know.
Ball's handed to Clark from Burton, and Clark is inside the 30-yard line.
Clock's down to 40 seconds. They're going to spike the ball.
At least that's what the coach is calling for. And he did spike it to stop the clock. At 35.7 seconds remaining in the contest in the fourth quarter, the Meeple-Blito fourth quarter. So we're looking here now at the Raymond James Financial, looking at the situation. The score is 28-20 favor of the Trojans, and with 35.7 seconds, the ball is in Trojan territory at the 28-yard line. Ball rolls back, and Burton is rolling to his right. He is not getting pressure until right now, and then he throws it away. You know, I think sometimes these high school quarterbacks think it's the same rules as pros and in college. If he doesn't have a receiver in that area, that's still ground.
Well, fourth down.
And it's fourth down now. This is the game right here. 26.7 seconds remaining in the contest, and we're looking now with Burton to take the snap. And we have him take a snap, and he throws the ball deep, and that ball is knocked down. Who was that number, Coach?
Number 10.
That was number 10, Jaden Horton.
Wait a minute, we got official coming in.
And so he knocked the ball down, incomplete. That turns the ball over to the Trojans. And if I'm correct, Blacksburg does not have any timeouts remaining.
Right.
The Trojans can run that clock out with just one knee. The favorite formation of all formations right now, the Trojans have an opportunity to do victory formation. Yes, sir.
Sorry, Coach. I didn't mean to cut you off on that.
No, I'm not sure what's going on. They're discussing something. Hey, we want to thank tonight for sponsoring tonight's contest, and that's Tri-City Tire and Tri-City Power and Outdoor Power, and they sponsor each one of our games every Friday night. And we also want to thank, if I could find my paper, Chad Medford of Chad's Video Service for all the video graphics and commercials. Like I said, give him a call if you're getting married and you need video, or if you need to convert some VH tapes to DVD or video file.
They're giving the ball back to Blacksburg.
Trojans just called a timeout. I do not understand why Blacksburg is getting the ball back.
They had no timeouts to call timeout.
No, they couldn't call timeout.
The ball was snapped so that the play's over with unless there's penalty.
And that was on a fourth down. So I'm in the dark here.
There's
we're
no way
we're going
it
to
can be
stay
your
right
ball.
here
Yeah.
because Coach Sosby's out there, and rightfully so. I understand why he's got to get an explanation about what's going on. I just you just don't want to make sure that you go overboard and get a penalty called against you, because then that gives them an automatic first down.
You know, it's about the same situation we were in Bandits.
Brother, I know. I lived it.
Still got a chance if you don't get a penalty.
I know, and I don't want to see that happen ever again.
Okay, they changed it. There we go. Chase ball.
So I wonder what the controversy was.
I mean, no matter what, the ball was snapped, no penalty. It couldn't.
All I know is
no
that
way.
Blacksburg's coach is all the way out in the middle of the field. And that's against the rules for sure.
Yes.
Coach Sosby didn't go past the numbers.
Until they invited him out, yeah.
Yeah. And he was right there. So with it being 4th down and it's an incomplete pass, is knocked down, I don't understand why it's not just Chase's ball.
Yeah, unless they catch it for a first down or a penalty. That's all.
Yeah,
It
and
has
nobody
to be.
caught the ball.
Yeah.
It fell dead to the field. So now I will have to say that if the quarterback would have been a threat to run, he could have picked up the first down right then.
Easy,
To the right side, but I think he would have got run down if he had attempted that.
That should be it. Clock didn't run.
They intentionally caused a penalty. But, you know, I'm not sure exactly what Blacksburg's trying to accomplish here.
They called us for snapping before, delay a game snapping before it was set, but Blacksburg did the same thing earlier on. They replayed it.
Yes, sir. So we've got 20.7 seconds remaining, and the Trojans are there in victory formation, and he takes the snap back and takes a knee.
That's it.
And now that's the end of the ball game, folks, because it's going to snap off. That's going to be the end of the Meepoblito 4th quarter. We want to thank them for sponsoring all of our quarters. We also want to thank again our sponsors for the whole Friday night football, and that's Tri-City Outdoor Power and Tri-City Tire. Also for, like I said, I've already mentioned Meepoblito and them sponsoring each one of our quarters. Our first downs, if you hadn't picked up on that yet, is by David Norris for District Attorney Vote 2026, and it's paid for by David Norris.
The penalty was sponsored by Carolina Auto Finance. Carolina Auto Finance has your dream car on the lot. Go by and see Darren next to Lowe's. The timeouts was Raymond James. I don't know if you called that or not, Coach, but that's take the timeout and call Raymond James Financial Institute. Call Matt and Deacon. They did a great job for you.
Well, I forgot.
Touchdowns was Fountain Electric. Fountain Electric is providing electrical service contracted across the region. Also, the scoreboard was Raymond James with Matt and Deacon. Halftime show was Farm Bureau of Rutherford County, managed by Matt Lauder, with agents you can trust and rely on. Player game we'll come back with after a quick break and cover
But
that.
also they had the coach's corner with Raymond
Coach's
James
corner,
Financial
that's right.
too.
I
So
forgot about that.
they got their T's crossed and I's dotted. So we'll be back with 107.5 WAGY and KTC Broadcasting.com with the player of the game, and we'll wind this thing up for the victory for the Trojans, which brings them to 1-1. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
That could be happening in your backyard with a stop at Pool Supplies Unlimited in Allenboro. Pool Supplies Unlimited specializes in above-ground pools, and they carry products for in-ground pools. Plus, see their select. Get free water testing, and they have all your pool chemicals. So dive in now to Pool Supplies Unlimited, 125 East U.S. Highway 74 Business in Allenboro. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, Saturdays from 9 a.m. till 12 noon. Closed on Wednesday. Call 828-453-8081 and like them on Facebook too.
Bears, football, and cool nights by the fire. The drop-in stores have you covered. Right now, get Prime and Prime Energy drinks, 2 for $4. 20-ounce Cokes and 16-ounce Monster drinks, buy 2 and get 1 free. 6 packs of Coke products, 2 for $6.50, and the list goes on and on. And check out the daily specials. Chicken biscuits, $2.99. Chicken strip baskets, $5.99. You'll fall in love with all these fall specials at your nearest drop-in. Check them out today. Drop-in food stores, your hometown convenience store since 1981. Olmsted Plumbing hopes you're enjoying the summer heat safely. Yes, it's officially summer. Time to plan for longer days and shorter nights. Maybe it's time for you to go plumb crazy and get that outdoor kitchen you've always dreamed of. Or get an outdoor shower for the patio. Or get that yard hydrant closer to the garden. Remember, preventative maintenance can avert a catastrophe this summer. But if you have a plumbing emergency, call the guys at Olmsted Plumbing, 828-245-7302. Online at olmstedplumbing.com. Get back to loving your plumbing and loving your summer. Hear that? That's a big old Massey Ferguson getting ready for another day of work. And it could be you. Phil Sheehan at NC Tractor and Farm Supply in Rutherford invites you to head in and take advantage of up to $2,000 off select Massey Ferguson models with a cash payment. Or you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months and ask about rebates from $500 to $2,000 on select Bobcat mowers. Or you get 0% financing up to 48 months. NC Tractor and Farm Supply, 299 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Online at nctractorandfarmsupply.com. Service, dependability, value, fast delivery, and more, all during the Labor Day all month long sales savings event at Kimball's Furniture in Forest City. Big lift recliners only $6.99. Sofas and love seats are $4.49 each. Reclining love seats are $7.49. And get ready for some football with a big 55-inch TV for $5.99. Labor Day savings all month long at Kimball's Furniture, 207 East Main Street, Forest City.
Welcome back to Allen Stadium here as the Trojans have defeated the Blacksburg Wildcats here by a score of 28-20 on the Raymond James Financial scoreboard. It was an exciting game tonight, Coach.
It really was. I mean, the first half was all Trojans, basically. It just kept going that way. Then all of a sudden, it's come out the second half. After the big score started off with, it wound up kind of give and take. Who made the fewest mistakes, what it came down to at the end?
Well, the Trojans had held right there at the end because Blacksburg drove deep into their territory and got almost to the red zone. They were about 6 yards away from a first down, and on that fourth down, the ball was knocked down. And it was a great play.
Right, it was. I mean, again, I could understand the call, what was happening. I don't know what they corrected is the main thing. The officials got it right at the end.
Yes.
Because, like I said, with it being fourth down, the ball's in the air, you got to catch it for a first down, or it's got to be a penalty. Beyond that, it's going to be chase ball, and that's it. So.
Well, the Trojans just gathered together and had the band play the Alma Mater, and they sung it here in front of the home crowd. And it was a good night to be here to see the first win that they had. And we have already discussed, about the player of the game, and there's a lot of people for Chase could be the player of the game because of significant plays.
Defense and offense.
Defense, pick six, take in, and everything such as that. But the one thing that we both noticed, that when Wingo came in and started carrying the ball and making burst up the middle, the defense started playing harder and the offense started playing harder. And it seemed like he was the spark plug of the game.
Right. He made a big difference because basically Blacksburg kind of had us at a stalemate a little bit at that time, and he was making the big burst in the middle, so they couldn't just cover on the outside. They had to cover the middle, which opened the outside for the pass a little more. But, yeah, he was a spark plug, Coach, like you said. He made a big difference. On defense, he made a big difference, too. He didn't make the huge plays that you see, but he saved the touchdown on the long run.
He did. Well, so the Stanton Enterprise McDonald's player of the game is I'm going to say the wrong name because I remember the young man that played a long time ago. That was Keontae Wingo, number 6 for the Trojans. So congratulations to Keontae for being the player of the game for tonight. If you can look, Coach, see if maybe we got a few scores and see what's going on with the other folks right now. We'll share that with you. But what we know is next week we'll be back here at Chase, and we'll be covering Madison here at Chase High School. And Madison has a good program, Coach.
They do. Good mountain school.
Yes, sir. And see here, what I'm looking at right now, I'm still looking at our score being 22-6. So on score stream. So I'm looking here now at. I don't think my thing's been updated, Coach. So
mine's not either.
it seems like we're going to fall short here with some of the updated scores. I wish there was a better situation where we could get more, instant scores and see what has happened with the other people, in which there's only one other that's playing tonight, and that would be East Rutherford. Hopefully they were able to pull that off and get the W. But, I do see that it says the final. Good gracious, Coach. That's East Rutherford 84, College Prep and Leadership Royals 8. Wow, that was a waxing.
That was the.
I can tell you, probably everybody played.
Yes, definitely everybody got in.
and that's a good thing too. And we've been in those situations before. You don't get mad at people when they've got their substitutes in and they're scoring, especially if they're running the ball and they're scoring.
Right.
Because you don't tell your players ever to not score.
Well, these second and third teamers have been working out all summer long, getting beat on by the starters.
That's right.
They deserve the opportunity to make
They
it shine,
should be
too.
able to have success too. So, congratulations to East Rutherford tonight for a big win, and we know that they will actually be have a bye next week, and we've got RS Central that will be at Chesney, and Thomas Jefferson is going to host Cabarrus Stallions. So that we'll have a little bit more football going on in the county next week than what we have tonight.
And we'll be back here next week at Chase.
Yes, sir. So we want to thank each and every one of you for listening to us tonight and putting up with our craziness. So, but it has been fun, Coach, especially when our county teams win and we're there. So we want to thank the Trojans for hosting us and taking care of us tonight. They'll feed you, they'll take care of you, make sure you have something to drink. Miss Mara, she's always a good hostess.
We also want to thank all of our listeners too. I mean, we try to make the game exciting, try to get you informed, but we want to have a good time with it too. So
well, we want to do it the way we do it,
right?
And have fun with it. And like we said, if this is not being fun and it's being a burden, we need to go to the house.
That's right.
But we want to thank Calvin for actually allowing us to be on here to do this. And we also especially want to give a special thanks to Chad Medford, because Chad's video service, he's provided all these graphics and commercials, and this stuff is set up. And Chad worked really diligently tonight to get the sound and everything ready. It rained and made it slick up there on the top, and I won't tell you what happened, but I just know that Chad fell down and he hit it hard, and he was worried whether he's going to be able to get up, but the fact is that he did, and he had to adjust some of his equipment, and he worked really hard to get it right because some of the sound wasn't all there right then.
True professional.
And then he turned around and made it all work out. So we thank Chad. And like I say, if you need any videoing or converting, you need to call him at 828-429-5148. We want to thank WAGY 107.5, and we want to thank KTCBroadcasting.com. Like I said, if you want to watch it, you need to go on YouTube and be able to pick that up. And Chad, what was that?
Waggy Radio.
That would be Waggy Radio Forest City. If you look on there and you couldn't find it on KTCBroadcasting.com, go to Waggy Radio Forest City, and you'll be able to find it. So,
yeah, all the games we'll be doing broadcasting this year will also be on YouTube up to the playoffs anyway, and we'll figure out after that.
Yeah, we'll see what they'll allow us to do. So, and we'll see if somebody makes it to playoffs. That's always a question mark. But we figure somebody will, but we want to cover them too if they do. So we're going to sign off here and tell you thank you again to all of our sponsors and all the listeners. And if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. So we thank you for that, and we want to say please join us again next week as we come and cover as Madison travels down the mountain to Chase High School. We'll be here at the farm. Have a good evening.
All of us have those old VHS tapes that contains precious memories of our families. Why not let Chad Medford of Chad's Video Service preserve those memories by putting those old tapes on DVD or creating a digital file video? Call today at 828-429-5148.
Well, we're going to get your stuff